All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get to it, man. I'm super excited. Let's get all right. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Man, I'm super excited today. I got my boy Kyler in the building. And yeah, today we're gonna be rocking out today, man. VA loan secrets everybody should know. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the stage, everyone. I'm your host, Anthony Glenn. I'm a buy and hold investor out of sunny Southern California. Okay, I've been doing real estate for a very long time. We're going to get right into it, man, because we got a lot to cover today. So, for those of you, do me a favor, raise your hand, get on stage. I see Albert's in the building. I see Jose Lopez is in the building. Good morning, gentlemen. Good morning. Okay. So, Ian, man, let the people know who you are while I'm getting set up right now because I'm about to go ahead and open up the space on X real quick.
Good morning, everybody. Today is a beautiful day to learn. All right, so thank everybody for coming in here. If you know somebody that could benefit from the information, make sure you hit the little plus sign there at the bottom, and so that way we can grow the space and get everybody in here. Just so you know, we are cross broadcasting between we got, what do we got? Facebook, YouTube, X, all the different platforms, Instagram. So if you got a chance to pop in here, and regardless of what you do, or you can, take advantage of the information, we are putting it out there as much as possible. My name is Ian Jensen. I'm a buy and hold real estate investor, real estate agent down here in Southern California, and board member here at our nonprofit here at the Veteran Homeowners Club. What we do here is to make sure that we give as much as we can back to everybody that comes into our influence. So we want to thank everybody for coming in here and taking the opportunity to learn and grow with us. And please share the space so that way we can continue to provide the good work that we do to everybody. It's kind of like PBS, right? Donate now. All right, y'all. But thank you very much for coming in here. Appreciate y'all. It's going to be a great room. Take notes. Bring people in that you know, love, and trust. So that way they can grow with us. And back to you, Tony.
Our freaking standing, man. We're gonna post our YouTube channel at the top so you guys could actually see us as well. Okay, so that'll be posted on Twitter Spaces, and if you want to jump in on Twitter and get rocking and rolling. But yeah, we're super excited about what we're going to be talking about today. And then my sister Sierra's in the building. We have a challenge that we're facing right now, but we're going to get through it. Sierra, can you let them know, let the people know who you are and what you do? And I want you to share your experience if you can of what we're working through right now. And the reason why I'm asking in real time is because listen, man, veterans, people do not care about vets, man. If this deal was anywhere else, we could have some issues. But I want to highlight Sierra. Sierra, are you available to talk?
Sure.
Well,
Good morning,
let people
everyone. My
know who
name is
you are,
Sierra
man.
Taylor. Hmm?
Let them know who you are, who he is, man.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Sierra Taylor. I am a real estate professional here in Southern California, and I work alongside all of these great men on the stage. Um, I am a board member for multiple nonprofits, as well as a veteran and an accountant by trade. So, I currently have a file in escrow, and this is, it is a VA file. This is her second time purchasing a property using her VA loan. She's a disabled vet. The issue that we ran into is that she has an old timeshare that she no longer wanted that's showing up on her credit, and it's causing issues. Um, from what we know right now, the underwriter, and if you are in the business and you work with a lot of underwriters often on different files, they are very picky. So the underwriter is finding it to be an issue for the timeshare situation. So we're trying to move funds around so that those issues can be covered. So right now, I was able to negotiate $13,300 in seller credits or concessions per se. I did use the term concessions, and so we're trying to see if we could use some of those concession funds to cover, I guess, the payment that is needed for that timeshare so that we can get the final loan approval. So that is the issue that we're facing right now, and we are trying to do a workaround on. I won't go too deep into it, but yeah. It's been somewhat of a headache seeing that we are supposed to be closing in about 7 days. So that is our issue. That is our solution. We just need to speak to and talk to the loan officer to kind of see what addendums we need to get out to see how we can work around this issue and get it set in stone so that it's covered. And we close in 7 days.
Now, I do have a question before we get started, and this is one of the first things that we're going to talk about. I wanted to highlight a couple of things, okay? Everybody write the word concessions and credit in the chat. Concessions and credit. Concessions and credit. And for those of you who are in the listening lounge that are just joining us, I'm going to be rocking out really fast today. And Ian, if you could pop in on Twitter and post Alexis, can you put the can you text that link to Ian so he can post it in X and also on YouTube. We're going to put a link in the chat, guys, so you guys can reach out to us. And sister, I see you. I see Miss Lanesha. Okay, it says, I need to learn because I would like to use my VA home loan benefit. I'm going to invite you to the stage because we want you to ask questions. And this is some of the things that we have to look out for, guys. Listen, number one, what is the minimum credit score for the VA home loan benefit? Does anybody know? Anybody know? What's the minimum credit score for the VA?
I was told the minimum score was 580.
Okay, Lanesha. Okay, good. For 580. So put it in the chat, guys. For those of you that are here, what is the minimum credit score for the VA loan? Does anybody know? Anybody know what the minimum credit score is for the VA home loan benefit? Anybody know? Take a shot at it. Okay. All right. Breaking news. There is no minimum credit score for the VA home loan benefit. Okay. Now, I want to open up the floor because I know we got some. Sean, thank you for coming to the stage. Guys, listen, I'm going to be cooking today. So Alvin, Tony, what's up? Tom, Orlando, Margie, Zach, I want all of you guys. We like participation. Here's what I'm going to ask you guys to do that are in the listening lounge. Bree, I want you guys to hit the little clipboard down at the bottom right-hand corner of your screen, and I want you guys to come on stage if you can. And the reason why I want you guys to do this is because I like as much participation as possible. Thank you, Orlando, for coming to the stage. I want everybody on stage right now. If we could do that, please. For those of you that are here and you guys want to know about learning about the VA loan, you do not have to speak. Tony, Zap, thank you for following those instructions. Margie, Ashley, thank you for coming on stage. Thank you. Can we get Tom and the rest of the people on stage? Tom, Margie, Bree, Liz, Fishbelly, you do not have to speak, but I want you guys to come on stage because what you're going to do is this is going to help. You being on stage is going to help us get this word out to more veterans. Cat God, thank you for joining us on Twitter Spaces. Really appreciate you pulling up. So what is the VA loan? What is the VA? Thank you, Fishbelly. Appreciate you coming up. Thank you, guys. What is the VA loan concerned with? The mic is open. I see. What are some of the things that the VA loan? I see Albert, Jose. I see a couple of people. Kyler, that's on here. What is the VA concerned with? If they're not concerned with the credit score, what are some of the things that the VA is concerned with in regard to getting the VA loan?
No late payments.
Debt to income.
No late payments and debt to income. Sean Hudson, thank you for pulling up. No late payments. Okay, can you expand on that? And then I'll go over to Sean, Mr. Hudson. Ian, was that you that said no late payments? Can you unpack that, please?
Yeah. All right, everybody. Thank you. Whoa, shit, my chair just about killed me. All right. So no late payments. So this goes to your repayment history, right? The banks, they're the ones that are giving you the money, right? Uncle Sam is just basically your co-signer. So what's going on here is that the bank is always going to assess the amount of risk that you pose to them. All right, because they want to, if they're going to give you money, they want to make real darn sure that they have every opportunity to not only get their money back, but get the interest that they are profiting from.
Mm-hmm.
So what they want to do is to make sure that you are your word is good, right? So what they do is they do a background check on your payment history to make sure that you have no late payments across all the different credits that you have for a minimum of at least 12 months.
Bingo. And if you do have late payments, there's ways around those late payments because you could do a justification letter of why you made a late payment. If a veteran is Ashley Williamson, how much does a veteran have to make in order to qualify? Ashley, we got you. And then here's what I'm going to do. Ashley, are you here on stage right now?
Yes, I'm here.
What's up, Ashley? What branch of service did you serve in?
Army.
Your left foot, shoulder, left foot, right. Do you like your beans
What?
tied? Your left foot, right foot, left. You know, the Army, man, they be singing all kind of cadence, man. They be like, do you like pork and beans? If you like this running and mean, left foot, right foot.
That is true.
I'm just playing, man. I'm playing with you, man. Shout out to Ashley, man, for coming to the stage. Thank you for coming up, man. We like to tease on the Army, man, because we got Army, Navy, Air Force, and Marine Coast Guard. Put a fire emoji in the chat if you support veterans right now, because for those of you that are here, obviously you do. And I really appreciate you guys pulling up. Every single person that knows the veterans or support veterans, we love you guys. Okay, and we have rooms like this. I promise you, you guys are in the best real estate room for veterans. So let me ask you a question. Okay, how much do you have to make in order to qualify? Let me yield the mic to my sister, Sierra Winning Taylor. Sierra, are you there? Can you answer that question?
Yeah, so to qualify, it's really how much you qualify for is based off of how much you make. So it's not a specific amount that you have to make to qualify. It's based off of what you can get qualified for is based off of what you can afford, and what you can afford is based off of your actual income that you make. Um, I know with certain veterans, they're only disabled veterans, they're 100% disabled. That's their only income. I've seen people get qualified with that for 300,000, but that's the thing, even with the income, it's also based off of your debt as well. So they'll never just only qualify or give you a certain approval amount based off of your solely off of your income, but it's a mix of your income as well as your debt. So how much debt you have compared to your income, and that's what's going to determine how much you can get approved for.
Man, she's absolutely right, man. We got the Marines in the house, man. So you know we're gonna be trolling a little bit, right? So put a 1 in the chat if you guys are ready to have some fun in this room, man. Put a 1 in the chat if you guys are ready to rock out with us, because let me reset the room real quick. Guys, today you're in the VA Loan Secrets Everyone Should Know. Okay, so shout out to everybody that's on stage today. Obviously, you're here for a reason. You support veterans. Shout out to Ian, Albert, Sierra, Jose, JM. What's up, JM? That's a really cool name. JM de Jesus. De Jesus, or however you pronounce it. Shout out to you, brother. Flash your mic because we're going to be coming over to you. Miss Nellums, thank you for joining us. Alexis, Dr. Clarissa, my brother Kyler in the building. Sean, good to see you, man. It's been a while. Alvin, Orlando, everybody that's on stage. The reason why I wanted you guys to come on stage is because I love you guys being on stage. That way you can get to unmic and ask a question. Down at the bottom, you'll see a box with an up arrow. Here's what I'm going to ask you guys to do. I want you guys to click that box and then share this to your hallway. Just put WIN. If you support veterans and you want to do that for me. And then also in a little bit, if you guys want to see me live and in color, I'm actually on live on YouTube, Twitter. Okay, and I'm actually going live from my Christian Mingles account. You know what I'm saying? All right, man. All right. So thank you guys for joining us in this space today. But let's rock back out. Let me go back to this question. What's up, Sanchez? So your debt to income ratio is going to determine how much you qualify for, to include your ability to repay whatever you're borrowing. So there's a couple of things that matters. So Miss Nellums, okay, so am I pronouncing your name the correct way? I want to make sure I got it right. Is it Lanisha or Lanesha?
Lanisha.
Where you from, Lanisha?
Houston, Texas.
Houston, Texas. Okay. Chopped and screwed. All right. Houston.
That's right. That's
Houston. Okay. All right. So here's the deal. Okay. So do not buy a VA loan without getting a roadmap. So have you used your entitlement before yet?
No, I haven't.
Okay. Where do you live right now?
I still live in Houston.
Okay. And then how much do you pay for rent? Look, you heard her blow? She's over here losing paying rent when she could be winning using that VA loan, Jack. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right. So how much do you pay for rent? Come on, tell me. Let me know. Come on, Houston.
Well, the previous place where we stayed, it jumped up to 1,500, and then we had to downsize right now because we're going through financial hardship right now. So
Okay.
we at 1,200 right now.
Okay. And the reason why I'm asking you, the reason why you're okay. So I hear some chicken nuggets crying in the background. How old are your kids?
I have a 16-year-old, 12-year-old, 5-year-old that'll be 6 this month, and a 3-year-old,
What's your 3-year-old's name?
Jace.
Do you want Jace or Chase?
Jace rhymes with face, JAC.
Okay. Now, do you want Jace to inherit your? Do you want Jace and your family to inherit your procrastination of becoming a homeowner? Do you want them to be renters in the future?
Oh no, of course not.
Okay, so it's time for you to have a commitment to getting where you need to be at. I don't care about the hard process. I care about you focusing on changing your life in 2024. Do you commit to that?
Oh yes, I do.
Okay. So when you start now remember, this is before we continue to kick it, I'm gonna go over to a couple of more moderators, okay? So it doesn't matter where you're at, okay? If you go to the bank, Navy Federal, and you got some issues, they're going to just tell you no. If you go to USAA, Pentagon Federal, they're just going to tell you no. What we're here to do is tell you and encourage you. Every single one of you, if you have income, you can purchase a property utilizing the VA home loan benefit. And the reason why we're here today, okay? All right. The reason why we're here today is for people just like you that have challenges, because guess what? Guess what? I got something to tell you. All right. I'm going to tell y'all a fun fact. The people with the hardest challenges are the people who are the loudest people, because we give them the energy that they need in order, and the encouragement that they need to change their financial future for their family. So,
Facts.
I'm just telling you, listen, I'm on a mission for you to become a real estate investor. Do you commit?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Now, when do you want to have your VA? When do you want to have your first property?
We projected that for our goal for it to be next year, so at least by the summer of next year.
Repeat after me. I will
I will
be a real estate investor
be a real estate investor
by July 1st,
by July 1st,
2024.
2024.
Out freaking standing. Now, listen, I have your commitment that you're going to become a homeowner next year. Okay. Now we have a timeline that's going to create urgency, and then we're going to help you get there. Okay. Now put a heart emoji in the chat if you believe that she's going to do it and you want to follow Lanisha through this process. Put a fire emoji in the chat right now, because what you're going to do is we're going to make you a homeowner. You're going to bring your butt back in this room and say that you were listening to Anthony Glenn about the VA home loan benefit, and you are now a homeowner. I manifest that for you. And guess what? Look at all of the support you got. I got Dr. Carissa, Douglas, Zap, Albert, Ashley, Dr. Clarissa, Kyler, Alvin, Jose, Albert. We're doing this together, okay? Sierra, my sister Sierra. So here's what I'm going to do, okay? I'm going to put a number in the chat, 760. All right. All right, hold on. 385-8211. You text VA loan to that phone number and your first and last name right now, okay? And then after you do that, say, I just did it, and I'm going to make you, we collectively, I don't care what your credit is, I don't care any of that stuff. Now, it's going to take me time, and it's going to take me money. I'm going to do it for you for free. Everybody unmute your mic on stage and say free.
Free.
Free. We're going to do this for free. So listen, don't disappoint me and don't waste my time. I'm going to help you. If you commit to that process, your commitment starts with a text message. And that's anybody in the room right now. If you need help and you want to become an investor in 2024, text VA loan. your first and last name to that phone number, and then I am going to reach out to you now. After you do that, Lanisha, we're going to commit ourselves. You will get a phone call today, and we're going to give you a free roadmap on what you need to do. After we give you the license to the test, we're going to give you the answers to the test. All you have to do is follow the roadmap, and if you follow the roadmap, you will have a home in 2024. And guess what? You deserve it. Why did you sign up to fight for your country and you don't own a piece of the land that you defended? It does not make sense to me. So we're on a mission to make sure that veterans just like you, who do that nobody wants to help, we're going to commit ourselves to making you a homeowner. You ready to go?
Yes, I am.
Out freaking standing, man. Let's go. Who else wants some of Debo this morning, man? You know what I'm saying? Man, you better get on stage and ask your question. Shout out to everybody that's in the space today. Brother Albert, you want to let the people know who you are and what you do? Lanisha, I want you to say, I committed as soon as you text that phone number. And then I'm gonna confirm it. And then everybody, don't make us a liar now, because we got 41 people here. And right now we got 19 people on YouTube looking. So I want to make sure that you have a commit. Okay, I committed. Let's go. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about, man. All right, Al freaking standing. Albert, you want to let the people know who you are and what you do?
Good morning, everyone. My name is Albert Ramos. I am a real estate professional here in sunny Southern California. I am also part of the Cardone Vets movement
Let's go.
and part of the Veteran Homeowners Club. Now, here's something that I wanted to share with you guys. First of all, Lanisha, I really, really want to thank you for sharing that. Okay, because I know the courage that it takes in order for you to recognize that like where you at right now in life and where you need to or where you want to be in life in 2024. And I wanted to share this story because I want you to see that it is 100% possible. Okay, so there I was, Sergeant Ramos, back in 2016. It was 20 from 2013 to 2016, and I was broke as a joke. Listen, I'm Hispanic, okay? So we YOLO life. I'm like, I'm not gonna take my money to the grave. I'm gonna spend it while I'm alive. So what did I did while I was in active duty? I maxed out all my credit cards, and then once my credit card was maxed out, I maxed out a $16,000 credit card. And you know what the Marine Corps did? The Marine Corps sent me to Okinawa. And then when they sent me to Okinawa, that card was maxed out. So instead of me paying that one down, I was like, hey, screw it. I'm gonna get another one. And then I maxed that one out as well. Okay, guys? The reason why I am so passionate about what I do is because I know that there are service members right now in that position thinking that they don't have a way out. Okay? So I want to and I got out of that situation, okay? I got serious about my finances. The very first time, guys, that I tried to purchase a home, I got denied because my debt to income ratio, which was what Sierra was talking about, was at like 70 something. That means that 72% of my paycheck was gone before even I got it. Okay, guys? So I'm not coming at you as like I always did all the right decisions, all the right financial decisions. No, I made shitty ass decisions that landed me in financial trouble, and I was able to work my way out, and then now being able to be a real estate investor and real estate professional. Okay, guys? So I was able to completely turn my life around and be able to tell my story and share my story with veterans like yourself, Lanisha, and letting you know that it is possible. Okay? It is possible. How is it possible? I'm just going to give you one quick tip that it really worked out for me. Okay? Snowball effect. If you don't know what it is, 100% research it. Okay? It's very easy to research. You put budgeting, snowball effect, and then it'll pop right up, and that is the way that you will get out of debt in a year to a year and a half. I promise you, obviously depending on how your finances are looking. But it took me, I was in severe debt, and it took me less than 2 years to get out of severe debt, start saving and turning my life around, man. And I can keep going with my story, but I don't want to take the spotlight. So guys, if you guys are looking into it, man, I'm part of this movement, and we're here to rock and roll and to teach you guys how to get out of debt and become homeowners. Let's go.
Man, if that doesn't put some gasoline in your tank, man, I'm telling y'all, man, listen, today it's Christmas before Christmas, and today we're gonna make some winners today. So let me go back to teaching really quick, man. Who has questions before we move on? Because I know some people that are on stage. Thaddeus, I got your Mr. Douglas. I saw that you had a question, and I think there was another question up in the chat. Okay, because I'm gonna go over concessions and credit because we're gonna be doing some teaching. Here's gonna be the pace in the room today. Dan, I just sent you a text message. Did you get that? Dan Robach.
Yes, sir. I got it. I
Okay,
didn't. I
so
didn't actually check it yet because I'm engaged over here. But yeah, I got it. I'll check it out right now.
Okay, so Dan is going to reach out to you. Dan is a part of our family. Dan has been with us for some time. And then for those of you guys, just so you guys know, listen, check this out. Albert's a veteran. Sierra's a Navy veteran. Jose was in the Coast Guard. All right.
What?
Oh
Coast
man,
Guard.
Jose's in the Marine Corps with me, man. He's a warrant officer, and guess what? He's part of the team. Okay. Now, Kyler's in the Marine Corps. He's part of the team. Like everybody that's on stage right now, Dan is in the was in the Marine Corps. Stack Pack supports the Marine Corps. I mean, supports the military by utilizing strategies. We built an unstoppable team that help people win. Okay. I see another Army veteran. I say, Shake the Great. Shake, come on up, man. We want you to get on stage, man. While you hanging out in the audience, make sure you
I'm
come up.
right here, bro.
What
Gang,
up, brother?
gang.
How you doing, man?
I'm lovely, bro.
Okay,
I'm lovely.
so check this out. We are turning the hell up in here today, man, because this is going to be a rowdy room. We don't want the most people. We want the right people in the room today. So for those of you who have questions about the VA home loan benefit, let me talk about concessions and credit. And then we're going to go over to Ian for a quick introduction. And then we're going to go to Jose for a quick introduction. And then we're going to go to questions for people who have questions in the room. Okay, so I saw a question from, who was it? Let me see here. Dang, man, y'all blowing the chat up. I love it. How much does a veteran need to in order to do that? Ashley, are you here on stage? Ashley, did we answer your question?
Yeah, you answered my question, but I had another question.
Go ahead, kick it like a sensei, sister.
Okay. So my question is, like, once again, a VA home loan or whatever, and do I have to because say I want to put someone else into the home, do I have to live in the home
Great question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Do you have to live in the home in order to purchase? Now, put a 1 in the chat if you believe that she has to live in it. Put a 2 in the chat if you believe that she does not have to live in it. I want to do a little bit of real estate trivia. All right. Okay. Put a 1 in the chat if you believe she has to live in it. Put a 2 in the chat if you believe that she does not need to live in the property. Okay, we got 1, 2-ish. Okay, Shake the Great. For those of okay, so Shake, what do you think?
I mean, under the law, yes, you have to live in it for I think 2 years, but you could also have a tenant. This is maybe if I'm wrong. Maybe if I'm wrong.
Y'all know what? Do y'all know what? Do y'all know what? Did y'all know that Shake? Now you were in the Navy, right?
Yeah, I was in the Navy. Yep.
Okay,
Correct.
so Shake. The reason why he got that answer wrong is because the Navy used to wear them tight pants. You know what I'm saying?
See, stop playing, bro. Because you was a Marine, right?
I'm playing
Marines
with you,
like to
brother.
fight everything. They fight themselves, the walls. They just fight.
Okay, Shake, man. Like now, see, we're gonna have fun. Can we have some? Do y'all want to have fun in the room, or are y'all gonna be all uptight, man, and not
Bro,
play?
I was
Like,
on an amphibious assault ship, bro. Like I had to live with y'all, like literally. When I was on deployment, y'all took over my entire ship. It was like crazy, bro. Nothing but to stop. I had to evade a fight every day, every day.
now I'm gonna tell
So
you. I'm
thank
gonna tell you one thing. I'm gonna tell you one thing that the Navy definitely does better than us. Y'all take care. The Chiefs mess. I'm gonna tell y'all right now. Listen, look, the Marines, we be eating bugs and MREs and all types of other stuff. Chief mess, man, they take care of their troops 110%. So thank you for your service. Okay, so let me answer that question. Well, let me yield the mic to the real estate professionals that are on stage. Okay, here's the deal. Coast Guard funny. Welcome. I am Navy, son, Marines, and one son, Navy ships. Trina, thank you for joining us. We see you on YouTube. Thank you for joining. Guys, do me a favor right now before we go on. Click the link above my head, and can y'all go on the live and just say hello? I need some love right now before we continue to answer this question. And while you guys are doing that, if y'all could click the link above my head, just pop on there and say hello to me. Y'all can look at my beard. I look like I got blonde. I dyed my beard blonde. It's blonde right now. So if you guys want to see my blonde beard, man, you'll be able to see it. Click the link above my head. You'll see me on live. That way you get to see what I look like, okay? So here's the deal. Here's the question that I proposed to the stage with the real estate professionals. How long does the veteran have to live in the veteran does have to live in the property, okay? But there's a catch to that. The veteran does not have to live in the property a certain amount of time, okay? Now, real estate professionals that are on stage, why doesn't the veteran have to live? Thank you, Alexis, for saying hello. Trina, thank you for following the assignment. Can y'all click the link above my head? We're at 19 right now on the live. Can y'all just click in and click out? Just say hello to me because we're trying to go viral so we can help more veterans. If you want to support veterans going into 2024, just click the link above my head, the SITREP YouTube channel. Like and subscribe. Put a little comment in the chat so I know you guys are here. Thank you for the guys who have done that. Can I get 5 more comments? And then we're going to give you a negotiation tactic right now. Mr. Booker, thank you. All right. Thank you for joining us. Just click the link above my head and say hello. All right. If you guys could do that, I would really appreciate that. But here's the question I propose. Why is it that there's not a rule of how long the veteran has to live in the property?
I can take that one if you want, Tony.
Yeah, go ahead. Jump in, brother.
All right, my name is Dan Robach, local real estate professional, working alongside Tony and all of our extremely good programs that we have running. Sorry, I'm blanking. But basically, you don't have to live in your property for a certain amount of time because you can come up with orders. Say you purchase your home, a year later, you're like, oh, well, I got orders. You can move, and you don't have to occupy that property for that period of time. There's a lot more that goes into it, but that's the basics of it. You have to occupy the house within a reasonable amount of time. Your dependents can occupy that property. You don't even have to occupy it. There's many different variables that go into it.
Bingo, 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 bingo. What happens if a Marine gets orders or a service member buys a property and then they get orders and then they have to move? Guys, they don't have to live in the property. There's a rule. Everybody put the word overlay, OVERLAY in the chat. If they tell you you have to live in the property for a certain amount of time, that's not a VA rule. That is a bank rule, okay? Overlay, that's a bank rule. It has nothing to do with the VA. So if you're looking to buy a property or something like that, you do not have to live in the property. You do not have to live in a property a certain amount of time, but you have to intend to own or occupy the property within 90 days. If it's a VA construction loan, they usually give you 12 months to build the property. And then guys, put a 1 in the chat right now if you guys want to know. Listen, if you stay, as soon as I get to, right now I have 21 people on my live. As soon as I get 10 more people to put a comment in the chat, we're going to give you a secret on how to avoid, okay? We're going to give you a secret on how to do the VA construction loan. And we're also going to give you a secret how you can use credits from the seller to do a complete rehab on the property. But right now I need 8 more people to click the link above my head and put a comment in the chat. And we're going to show you guys how a seller can pay off your credit card and how you can do a complete rehab with seller credits. If that's you, okay, I need you guys to put a comment in the on the YouTube channel above my head. Okay, we got 24. I need 1 more person to put a comment in the chat on the YouTube channel above my head. And guess what? We're gonna rock out and want to teach you. Did we answer your question, sister? Want to make sure we answer your question.
Yeah. Yes, you did.
Okay.
But I have another.
Go ahead, sister. Come on. That's what we're here for. We here for the questions, man. You know what I'm saying? Now, now, hold on just a second. Now,
okay.
I got a question before I answer your next question. You ready?
Yes.
Okay. Did you text VA loan and your first and last name to our number so we can help you?
Nope. Let me do that right now. I'm sorry.
Okay. Let me give it to you. 760. We're going to put it in the chat. 760.
Okay,
All right. 385-8211. I put it in the chat again. Text VA loan to your text VA loan and your first and last name to that phone number. And we're going to give you free information, guys, on how to win with the VA loan. Free. Listen, the only way that we'll be able to go viral is we need your help. What you're doing, the reason why I'm driving you to the YouTube channel is so more people so we can reach more veterans. The reason why we want to, I like the underdog. Put a 1 in the chat if you like the underdog. Put a 2 in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat if you like the underdog. Put a 1 in the chat if you like the underdog. I love the underdog. Let me tell you why I like the underdog, because I was once the underdog. Let me tell you a quick story real quick, and I'm going to pass the mic around. Ellis, thank you for joining us. Thank you guys for joining us. Stack Pack, thank you for joining us. Stack Pack in the building. All right, we're going to cook, okay? I like the underdog. Let me tell you why. Okay, I have a message that I will post on Instagram to where my mother and father were divorced when I was 3 years old. Okay. Anthony Glenn, the guy that you hear cooking on the mic. Okay. I was supposed to be on medication. And the reason why I was supposed to be on medication is because they said I had ADD. Okay. Now, friendship, what's up, Foster? Rue. Okay. I had ADD. Okay. They said, well, he needs to be on Ritalin or whatever it is, because I was getting in trouble because I had a tumultuous, background. My mother was on doing some extracurricular activities that landed my sister getting sexually assaulted, and we were supposed to go into foster care. But my grandmother got custody of me, so I moved with my grandmother. From my grandmother's house, the highest level of education was grade school. So she didn't graduate from high school. So imagine being with a 70-year-old woman as a kid trying to get math homework. Okay. Then I was getting in trouble there. I got expelled from school. Then I went to my dad's mom's house, and her biological son was a murderer. He committed murder. So he was in jail for 20 years. So I lived in that situation. And my grandmother, my dad's mom, was 90 years old. So I had several years without getting any homework. So I was mathematically illiterate. But guess what? I have a master's degree, an MBA, and an MA, a Master of Accounting. So guys, I'm the underdog. You're looking at him. And the reason why I'm on here cooking and telling you guys is that it doesn't matter what happened to you. Everything could happen for you. So the person that you see is hard work and commitment. One thing that I'm going to tell you right now, you cannot expect to have a successful real estate career or successful unless you're willing to do the same amount of work as we're doing. So the reason why we need you guys' help, I'm telling you guys, I've been through, all types of stuff, but every situation that I have been in led me to getting a promotion. Okay. So I wanted to share that with you before we continue to cook. Put a 1 in the chat if that's you. If you had the opportunity to win, if somebody just gave you a chance that you would go out and kill it. Okay. If you just had the opportunity to become a real estate investor, work for somebody, get a big deal. Well, listen, it starts with you guys having a commitment. Okay. You have to accept the challenge in order for you to have the opportunity to pass the test of whatever it is you're trying to do. Okay. So Ashley, I'm coming off mic because I know you got another question, but I wanted to share that with you. Did you text the number?
Yes, I did.
All right. So what's your next question?
So upon me renting out the home, will I be able to rent somewhere else? Will they see on my credit that I have a home loan, and would that prevent me from actually living somewhere else?
Absolutely not. I'm gonna yield the mic to my brother Ian Jensen. Ian, are you here?
Yes, sir.
Ian is coming. If you see him talking and you don't hear my voice changes, that's because I am Ebony and Ian is Ivory. Ebony and Ivory. Okay. All right, Ian, can you let them know? Can you answer her question real quick?
Okay, so if I understood it, the question is like, do you already have one VA loan out and you have to move and you can buy, and you're trying to see if you could buy somewhere else? Is that the question?
Well, yes. She basically wanted to know if she uses our VA loan, will that prevent her from renting anywhere else when you pull her credit? What does that look like?
Will it prevent her from renting anywhere else? Like if she bought a house in one location and she has to rent in a different location,
Or
will that
purchase
affect
another
her?
property in another location? That's your question, right?
Okay.
Yes, because I would like to
Okay.
have a property that I'm actually renting out, and then I want to live somewhere else, just so I can get, so I can start investing and having different
Okay.
properties.
And are you trying to buy that second property with your VA loan as well?
I don't know. Can I do that?
Oh, good thing you asked. All right, cool. All right, so check it out. This is okay. So this is a really common question. All right, so whenever you get to the point where you say you bought your house with your VA loan, you lived in it for a while, and now you're trying to figure out what your next play is. All right, so you got one of three options. You can either, level up and sell the first house, and as soon as like the VA is no longer responsible for that property, then you have your entitlement restored. And when I say responsible, I mean like if you default, who's going to pay the bank? Because if you default on your VA loan, like the VA will pay the bank, right? Bottom line. And that's why the bank's okay with giving you money with no collateral. All right, so this is the scoop. Whenever it happens and you're ready to level up or you've got to move or anything like that, and you want to retain the asset, you got one of three different options. All right, the first option, you don't retain the asset, you sell it, you take the equity, and then you can buy an investment property and with that as the down payment, your equity as the down payment, and then you buy a new property that you live in with your VA loan at 100% loan to value. Okay, that's the first scenario. The second scenario is you put a renter in that property, the one that you bought originally with your VA loan. The rent is enough to cover your mortgage, and then your debt to income is leveled off, and then you go to wherever your new location is going to be, and you buy a house there with whatever remaining entitlement you have left. Okay, and we'll cover remaining entitlement here in a second. All right, I want to throw all the answers out there. So that's the second one. So that's how you turn your first house into two. Right. All right. So
let me summarize that, Ian, because did you get all of that? Are you taking notes?
I'm actually moving around and about, so I'm about to leave the house, but I understood what he was saying.
Okay. All right. So listen, guys. Look, the Marines, we're going to throw you off, man. We want to make sure you comprehend, because sometimes we'll be talking and we'll be giving, put a 1 in the chat if you guys want me to summarize what Ian was saying. Put a 2 in the chat if you got every step that he said. Put a 1 in the chat if you understood everything. Put a 2 in the chat if you want me to summarize it real quick. Okay. In the cliff notes. Okay. I want to make sure that you guys got it. Okay, I'll summarize it real quick, and thank you, Ian, for that share. But let me summarize this. You buy a property, you put tenants in it, okay? Number 1, cliff notes. You buy the property, boom, you utilize your VA home loan benefit. You get in the property, you live in it, okay? You decide that you want to rent the property out, okay? You move out of that property. If you have VA entitlement left, all you have to do is put your name, social, email address, name, social, date of birth into the VA porthole. From that VA portal, it's going to tell you how much VA entitlement that you have left. So can you buy multiple properties with the VA home loan benefit? The answer is yes. Okay. So I'm utilizing what Ian did right now is he used his first property to become a real estate investor. He bought a property in California. He got a bunch of equity in his house. He leveraged the equity in his property. Now, real estate professionals, a little bit of real estate trivia. All right, here we go. How much equity can I pull out of my property? Equity, let me give you a quick explanation of what equity is. Equity is, oh shoot, I got breaking news. Breaking news. We have just had 8 people from the clubhouse room that text the 760-385-8211 that have committed to the process. Our goal was 5, y'all. Can we come off the mic and say congratulations to everybody? Let's freaking go!
Congratulations.
Congrats, y'all.
Congratulations.
Y'all. Congratulations for committing. 8. Our goal was 5 today. We had 8. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to, for the next, let's see right now. Let me see where we're at right now. We got 23 people on the YouTube. Okay, if I can have at least, 7 more people. When we get to 7 more people, click the link above my head, okay, and get on the YouTube channel and text win. Okay, we're going to open this up to, let's see, we had 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 8. We're going to open it up to 7 more people. 7 more people will give you a free roadmap by texting 760-385-8211. If that's you and you want to learn about how to maximize the VA loan to become an investor, we got 7 more people. We're going to do that. Okay, we're at 22. We need 3 more people to click on the live and put a text in the chat. Okay, we need 3 more people to hit 25 on a YouTube live, and it will open it up to 7 more people for the next 30 minutes that want to text the VA loan to 760-385-8211. We're going to give you a free roadmap on how to become a real estate investor. And everybody unmute your mic and say and. Everybody on stage unmute your mic and say and.
And
And
And we're going to give you guys, and we're going to give you a free bonus of how to make sure that you have all of the paperwork that you need to make sure you know how to pick a contractor, all of the paperwork that you guys need to put a good, do a good rehab on a property in the event that you do that. That's going to be the bonus. Okay. So we need one more person for the live. Okay. We need one more person for the live. Click the link above my head. Okay. And once we get to 25, we need one more person to put, click the link above my head and get in here. And okay, we need one. Okay. Outstanding. We just reached it, y'all. We just reached it. Okay, so here's the deal, guys. If you guys are looking to win with your VA loan, text 760-385-8211, your first and your last name, and then we're going to make sure that you guys get reached out today. And we're going to give you some free stuff. We're going to help you get a free roadmap. We're going to analyze your profile, tell you what you need to do, and it will create a roadmap for you. And we're going to give you the paperwork that you need to protect yourself in a rehab. Okay, so let me go back to these steps real quick because I still got to go over the concessions. And I still got to go over the credits. We're going to break that down. Okay. Number 1, I buy the property using my VA loan, which is 100% financing. Number 2, I fulfill I live in the property. Number 3, everybody put this number in the chat. No, I'm going to ask the question. Anybody that's on stage right now, how many days can I live in the property before taking money out of my property for the next purchase? That's the trivia. How many days? What's the number? Well, how many days do I have to live in the property in order for me to take money out of the property to buy my secondary purchase?
it's 210 or 6 months after your first payment.
210 days after your first mortgage payment. I can take cash out of my property to invest in another piece of real estate. So let me recap that because I want to open it up for a question, and then we got a couple of other mods that's on stage. Stack Pack, if you're here, flash your mic because I got you next. And then I'm going to go to Dr. Ashley's in the building. We got a couple of other people that's in the building. We're going to introduce everybody. But here's the deal, guys. 210 days, that's it. 210 days after the first mortgage payment, I can take a cash out refinance and take 100% of my equity out of my house. What is equity? What's the definition of equity? Anybody tell me real quick? Unmute your mic. Tell me what equity is. Anyone?
The difference between what the house is worth and what you owe on it.
Bingo. Okay. Shout out to Kyler for answering that question. He is right. All right. Equity is what you owe, the difference between what you owe on the property and what the property is worth. So if I have my property is worth $200,000 and I owe $100,000, how much equity do I have in my property?
$100,000.
$100,000. And I see, right. So that means that I can take that money out and I can do either a HELOC, a home equity line of credit, or I can do a cash out refinance to purchase another property. Now, here's the deal. This is the thing. This is where a lot of people are getting, I don't have the money to get I don't have the money to buy a property. You don't have to have money with the VA loan. I don't have you just have to have money coming in so you can repay what you borrow. I don't have the credit. There is no minimum credit score. All you need to do is have 12 months of no late payments. And if you do have late payments, there's ways around that to get those credits, those lates off of your credit, right? So step 1, buy the property. Step 2, live in the property. Step 3, either do a cash out refinance or move out of the property. There's 2 options: cash out refinance or home equity line of credit. Okay. All right. I have my property appreciated in value. Okay. Now I have money in my house to do a deposit on the next property. Okay. What is 20% of 500,000 right now? No, let's do easy. What's 20% of 300,000? Can anybody tell me? 20% of 300,000.
60K.
So if I can buy a $300,000 property, by my property increasing in value $60,000. So I can take that money out and put a down payment, which is 20% of 300,000 to buy my next property. So now I stabilize the property because I have a tenant in the first one. And then now I have a down payment for my next property. Now I have a portfolio.
Portfolio.
Let's go, Zap. I love it, man. Did I answer your question, sister? Did you understand that's the step-by-step process?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. Did you text that number, 760-385-8211?
Yep, I sure did.
Okay, right now I got 5 more spaces left, guys. If that's you, text VA loan to 760-385-8211 if you want to. You do not have to be a veteran to invest with the VA home loan benefit. Now, let me do a quick room reset. Ladies and gentlemen, you are rocking on the ones and twos. Put a fire emoji in the chat if you like at our pace. Zap, I see you flash your mic. A shout out to all of the moderators that are on stage. Shout out, I want to super highlight my sister, Dr. Clarissa Stack Pack, also my brother Ellis. These Dr. Ashley, okay. Dr. Ashley used to be one of my favorites, but Dr. Clarissa, man, she been showing up, man. You know what I'm saying? Where you been hiding at, Dr. Ashley? Okay, see, Dr. Ashley probably looking at car seats so she can drive, y'all. So
Direct that question to your new fave, Anthony.
oh my
I
God.
think it's very divisive the way you just did that.
See, Dr. Ashley's over there losing, looking at car seats where she could be winning in the winning real estate room. Jack, let's go. Dr. Ashley, can you let the people know who you are and what you do, sister?
You are so aggy. Oh, hey,
Ugh.
soror, Dr. Clarissa.
You know you
How are
miss
you,
me. You know you
beautiful?
miss me. Come on, y'all. You know you missed the winning real estate room. Come on, man. We bring sunshine to your day. Go ahead. Tell the people who you are and what you do, sister.
Ellis, did you just hear him admit that he missed me in his winning real estate
Oh my
room?
God, man.
Is that what that was?
Crickets.
Did y'all
I
hear
heard it.
that?
I
About to
heard it.
throw up, man.
Okay. Just making sure everyone else heard what I heard. I miss y'all too. Hey y'all, it's Dr. Ashley V. Wilkerson. I'm a speaker, leadership expert, and trainer, and I'm here to support the Win in Real Estate team. It's been a while since I've been here on a regular basis, so happy to tap back in. Thank you so much for having me.
Out freaking standing. Oh shoot, we got a VIP in the house. Eugene Douglas. Eugene, man, what's up, bro? How you doing?
How you doing good? How you doing there?
I'm doing outstanding, man. We out here cooking, brother, man. Can you let the people know who you are and what you do?
Hey, how everybody doing? My name's Eugene Douglas. I'm a real estate professional, real estate investor. Just came back from Mississippi out there, learn how to shoot weapons and protect the United States. I'm in the Navy, Navy chief, and we'll be working with the SEALs pretty soon. So I'm here on vacation just to be here to hear everybody how everybody doing.
Outstanding, Eugene. Now, Eugene, so guess what, man? We have, okay, bam, I got another one, guys. I got another text right now. Okay, let me shout these people out, man. Let me shout these people out who are committed to the process. Eugene, okay, so Eugene is part of our little movement. As you can see, a lot of these people that we're bringing up, these people are actually serving on active duty, and some of them are veterans. And then we also have people like Dr. Carissa, my sister Ashley, and my brother, okay. Let me see. Ellis that's here. Ellis, are you still here? Brother Ellis, is he still here? Or did he leave? Ellis. Ellis say Jose. Are you still here? Okay, we'll come back to Ellis. Ellis is in the
Running
building.
to
Take it.
his phone. He's running to his phone.
Okay, so does anybody have any questions or comments? Anybody have any questions about the VA home loan benefit right now? Any questions on stage? Okay. And for those of you who are on YouTube, guys, we are simulcasting. Man, the YouTube is blowing up, y'all. We got 27 people on the live right now, so you guys can see my beard. I am getting my beard lined up because I'm going to Miami. Okay, so don't laugh at the blonde in my beard. That's not gray. That's blonde. Okay, I was born like this. Okay, so special shout out to you guys that clicked the YouTube channel and that have been commenting in the comments section. If you guys have any questions or comments, you can put it in YouTube. We are live and in color on Twitter Spaces, YouTube. We're on LinkedIn and Facebook. Our Facebook group, we'll post that. That way you guys can get notifications when we come back in here. And let's get back to it, man. We currently have 7 people in Twitter Spaces. I see Claude has a question. Let's go over to Twitter to show them some love. Claudio, did you have a question on Twitter Spaces that you'd like to ask us? Claudio K. Kibberidge, I just invited you to speak. Okay. Ian, can you make sure that he's able to come in and I see Angela on Twitter Spaces as well. Who has questions? Okay, I have a question. Miss Nellums, what's your question? You have another question? You can ask your question.
Yeah, so with my husband and I, we've been on the journey for a long time, for years. And usually what we're hit with is the DTI. And for me, the only thing on my credit report is student loans. The amount was 27,000, but has dropped down to 6,900 this year. That's a woo woo. Praise the Lord with that. But that's been the biggest issue. So really, is the question is about the income. Do it have to be a certain amount, high level income of 80,000 or more combined, or?
No, it doesn't. Okay, so let me answer this question because I don't want you to miss this. Okay, you will have a property by July 1st. Okay, everybody's telling you the wrong stuff, right? So for your student loans, you didn't have to pay them all the way down. You could have been paying off your debt and then start making a couple of payments on your student loans, and you could have had equity in your property to leverage paying off your debt. So let's go back to that word concessions. Everybody put concessions in the chat again, because we're going to do concessions. And let me give you this answer real quick. Let me see who's on stage that can explain concessions. Let's see. Does anybody know how concessions work in an offer? Eugene, anybody want to jump in? Dan, Jose,
Yes.
anybody?
I could run it.
Yes. The way so concessions it works. It's 4%. It's a credit that you use when you're negotiating with the seller. So if the seller wants is going to grant you credits, you can use concessions. You can use concessions to pay down debt. That's one of the ways you can use it. But there's 3 other ways. But I'm just driving right now, so on top of the head, I know it's off debt you can use. But it's 4% of the offer.
Okay, and then we're gonna go a little bit more in depth of that. And thank you for joining us, Eugene. I got Eugene. You're gonna out of the 13 people that text VA loan to the number, guess what? You're here today. You're gonna be one of them that are gonna help these people, help my friends and family through this process. Okay, so make sure you give me a buzz right after this. Okay, so concessions. Okay,
Gotcha.
so Ian, go ahead, jump in.
Okay, so concessions are monies from the seller. So long story short, we talk about this all the time. So kind of go back for some other things if you want. But one way that we talk about leveraging a concession versus a reduction in purchase price. All right, because you get a lot more bang for your buck when it comes to the concessions. Literally. All right. So when it comes to concessions, like instead of like going from 400 to like say 380, if you can get stay at the $400,000 price point and get 20 grand back, your money's going to go a lot further, Ron, because 1, you don't have to come out of your pocket to pay your closing costs. And 2, anything in addition that is negotiated out of the deal where there's extra money in the deal. So say if you negotiated 20 grand from the seller and you only used up 10, there's other places you can use that 10 grand before it goes back to the seller, right? Because you can't take cash out of a real estate transaction. All right. So what you do is you got to find a place to use it. So there's lots of different places that legally you can put it someplace. You can use it as a rate buy down. You can use it as a means of paying off your credit cards or your car payment or child support or student loans. There's a lot of different places that can accept those funds in the deal. All right. So the best opportunity for you, if you have leverage in a real estate negotiation, is to keep the price high and then get as much as you can from the seller in terms of concessions.
And
then we'll talk about the market impact of that as well also.
And let me read this to you guys. Let me tell you how awesome this word is. Do not have anyone write. And Billy, I got your question. Thank you for bringing that to the stage. And Kenyatta, I see you on YouTube. What is the debt income ratio you are looking for, and how are you calculating that? For those of you who are joining us on Twitter Spaces, come up, raise your hand, and I'm going to invite you to ask as many questions as you can because we are growing the space as well. We will be going viral on Twitter. I'm manifesting it. We will have 100,000 people by the end of January 1st, 2025 on Twitter Spaces. And then we're going to grow out this YouTube thing to where we're going to go viral as well. We're approximately 500,000. I mean, we're approximately 480 people from monetizing on YouTube. That's why I'm asking you guys to click the link above my head and then sharing some stuff because I know this information is good. Let me read this to you. Concessions, okay? For the purposes of a topic, a seller concession is anything of value added to the transaction by the builder or seller. By who? The what?
Builder.
Builder or seller for which the buyer pays nothing. Everybody unmute your mic and say nothing. Nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing additional and which the seller is not customarily expected to require to pay. Let me read what the VA handbook says. I'm reading it right out of the VA handbook. But the reason why the lenders don't tell you this stuff is because, think about it, the more money that the higher the interest rate that they sell you, okay, the more money the bank's going to make. So they're not telling you guys this stuff. So you go to the bank, you get approved for a loan, okay? You write an offer on the property, and then the realtor is telling you guys to negotiate the price down. I'm going to show you guys how you can get money from the seller. That means the person selling the property. And these are the things that we have to break down for you, where you can pay less money per month, okay? And say and. Everybody say and.
And
And, not or. And we're going to show you how the seller can pay off your debt. And we're going to show you guys how you can improve the property without having to use your own money. You can use the equity from the seller. So guys, this is a game changer for you guys that are going out here negotiating on property. Okay, so let's rock out. All right. Seller concessions include, but not limited to, the following: payment of buyer's VA funding fee. The VA funding fee is a one-time fee, and that's how they ensure that in the event that you default, that they're going to get the money back. So that means that the seller can pay that. Prepayment of buyer's property taxes and insurance. That means that when you buy a property, closing costs includes property taxes and insurance. Gifts such as television sets, microwaves, and everything. So that means that if the seller wanted to give you a ring set, they can actually use the equity position to give you a free ring set or whatever, or something like that. Payment of extra points to provide permanent interest rate buy downs. So that means that if I'm selling my property to one of you guys on stage, I can give you money to help you qualify for that property and have a lower interest rate. So that means that you can go from a 7% to a 6.75, which will save you a lot of money month to month. Okay? Now watch this. All right. And then payoff of credit balances and judgments on behalf of the buyer. On behalf of who? Who did I just say?
The buyer.
The buyer.
The buyer. So that means that if you got a credit card of $6,000, $7,000, and I'm selling you my property, I can pay off your credit card, which will help your debt to income ratio be better in order for you to qualify. So you get a lower interest rate. You eliminate your debt, some debt, in order for you to qualify. Now, here's a little pop quiz for you guys. A little bit of real estate trivia. All right. Here's the deal. What will that impact if a seller paid off my debt? How's that going to help me?
Better credit.
A better credit score.
Yes.
Okay, which it leads to a better interest
rate,
which leads to a lower what? Monthly
Payment.
bingo.
DTI.
Come on, man. Why are you guys paying this stuff when the seller can pay for it? Now, the only way for me to do this is if I need to find a property that's on market with some equity in it. So when people are negotiating, they're looking at, oh, this house has been on the market. Let me lower the price. No, man. I'm going to take some of that money so they can do alternative things. They can pay off your debt. They can pay money to lower your interest rate. And they also can write a check towards prepaid principal. Everybody put prepaid principal in the chat right now. Prepaid principal. Prepaid principal. Put that in the chat. I hope you guys are picking up. I told y'all, man, this is going to be a fire room today, man. Okay, we're trying to give y'all some game. Anybody else want to add value to the conversation? Because I want to open it up for questioning. Anybody have questions or comments that they'd like to ask? Billy Love, I see you on stage. Did you have a question, Billy Love?
Yes.
What's your question, brother? Welcome to the Winning Real Estate House.
Thank you. I'm interested in getting information about getting a loan to buy a piece of property. The homeowner expressed an interest in selling it to me. And I had a friend I used to live, in it's like a 3-story, no, it's a 2-story uh, house. And it has the ability to generate a rental income.
Okay.
He wants a certain amount for the property, but I'm looking at options of obtaining a home loan. Um, I understand that the basement has the opportunity to produce rental income as well. So one is so if I decide to rent it out, one will be able to pay the mortgage, the loan back, and the other is to pay the property taxes and what have you. And what's left over I'd have as an income for myself.
Okay. Can anybody tell me why basements are not? Does anybody know why basements are not considered? Why wouldn't a basement be considered a room, a bedroom? Does anybody know?
No.
It doesn't have egress unless it's finished. It needs to have basically an escape route if anything should happen, like a fire or something like that. And usually it's whether that be windows or anything below grade starts to get a little bit tricky. All right, so you'd have to check all the different standards requirements that it would take for that to qualify as usable space. But usually it's more of just like a perceived value versus a like on the books value.
There you go. Okay, so Ellis put it in the chat. Subsurface writes, no closet, no door, no ingress, egress. That means they can't get in and out. That's typically why you don't see that. So be careful with utilizing basements and stuff like that when you guys are doing your strategy, because in the event that something happens and you have somebody living in your basement that you're renting it out to, if they don't have a window or something like that and something was to happen, you open yourself up for a lawsuit. Okay. So just be careful when you're talking, when you're looking at, and this is the reason why, now, are you a veteran, brother, that asked that question?
Yes.
What branch of service?
The Navy.
Man, what's up with all these Navy folk up in here today, man? All right, man, the Navy's in the building representing today. Okay. Here's the deal, my friend.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Here's the deal. Do you want our help?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to put a number in the chat, 385 8211. 85. Okay.
I'm looking for something to write with.
8211. Okay. Go get a pen. Okay. And I want you to text your first and last name while we're on the chat. Okay. And then we're going to help you go through that process, because just because you think it's potential income for that property to purchase doesn't necessarily mean it's always the best deal. Because see, if that property, you need to find out in the event that that property goes on the market, what is the actual real value of that property? Because what usually happens is that people will say, hey guys, we want you guys to buy this property. And then it's a one-on-one thing. And that property is, people will say that they want to sell it for a certain amount, but then you can get a deal to make sure that that property is worth buying, because it might seem like a good deal, but we would need to look at that property for you to make sure that you don't miss anything before you invest in it. Is that okay?
Yes. I live in Chicago.
Okay. All right. Chi-Town, home of the house music. Okay. So did you get that number? Do you see the number?
Yes, I see it. I'm
You see it
still
in the
looking
chat?
for a press though. Yeah, I'm still looking for something to write with though.
Okay. Do you have Ian? Can you check? Let's see here. I want to make sure we don't lose you because we want to make sure we help you. Okay. So
Okay.
what is a I know you can't put your phone number on here. And see, Clubhouse made it all weird, man, to where you can't do certain things. Are you able to text while you're on the phone with me?
Yeah, I'm able to do that. When Clubhouse first came out, they had a back room thing where you can actually text
Send
to each
messages.
other.
Yep.
Yeah, they don't have that now, which is weird.
Yeah, I know that it's weird. And that's the reason why I want to make sure that you got that. Okay, Ian, can you do me a favor and get the link so he could just click the link while he's on the phone? Because I don't want to lose you. We want to make sure we're able to reach out to you. Okay. Jose, can you make sure that you get his number? I mean, his profile, and then we'll send you a message if you can't. But we definitely want you to text VA loan to 760-385-8211. And then we'll make sure that we get a hold of you. But we want to make sure that you stick here with us so we can keep the conversation moving. And I'll be waiting on your text message. Okay.
Okay.
As soon as you text that, like I said, I'll look up the address for you. You and I will go through the process to see if it's even worth you buying that property or not.
Okay.
And we'll help you find alternatives just in case that one does not work out.
Okay.
All right. Outstanding. Who else has another question on stage right now?
I have a question too.
I have an answer.
Um, when you're talking about concessions and getting concessions from the seller, do you have to tell them what you might want to use it for? Like the example you were using, like school loan or credit card or whatever.
So the question that you had is if you get concessions from someone, do you have to tell them what you're using it for? Does any of the real estate professionals on stage want to tell us the answer to that?
What's back. What was the question?
Oh
Yes,
man, no, let me
yes, I can answer that.
go ahead, Albert.
Yeah, so it is best practice in order for you to put down what the money is being used for. And for example, in the real estate contracts that we use here in Southern California, we have to specify the amount of money that we want in concessions and where that money is going in concessions. For example, if you're going to use it towards recurring and non-recurring concession costs, closing costs. What that means is if you are essentially utilizing it in order for you to pay for closing costs and buy your rate down.
Okay, let me make sure that. Okay, I think I got you. Let me make sure you understand what the question was, and I'll answer it. Okay, so do you have to let the seller know what you're using concessions for? You only have to ask for it, but you have to disclose to escrow what you're using it for. So here's the answer to that question. So
Right.
so when I write my offer, somebody has a hot mic. Who has a hot mic? Okay. All right. So when I ask for concession money, all I have to put in the offer is seller to credit buyer X amount of dollars, or it could be a percentage. Okay, so I'm going to type it. Seller to credit buyer 3%, non-recurring and recurring closing cost / concession / non-allowables. Okay, that's the verbiage. I'm typing it, so I might have said it. I might have spelled some stuff wrong, but y'all get the key. Okay, seller to credit buyer 3% non-recurring and recurring closing costs / concession / non-allowables. Okay, what that basically means is, let me explain. Every single offer that you guys write need to have that in there. Okay, so Albert, okay, What is can you give me a example of credits that are reoccurring? What is a reoccurring fee in the offer?
Reoccurring fees.
Yeah, like if I wrote an offer, what is a reoccurring fee? Can you explain what a reoccurring fee is? Something that repeats. Starts with a
I don't know.
T.
I'm drawing a blank.
Taxes. Right? So sorry about that. So maybe y'all didn't understand my question. Okay, so listen. So if I say seller to credit buyer 3%, 3% is 3% of the purchase price. So if the purchase price is 500,000, everybody put a 1 in the chat if you guys want me to give you guys a thorough example. Put a 1 in the chat if you guys want me to give you an example of this right here, because you need to know this when you're writing your offers. And this is something nobody's telling you guys, okay? I'm going to explain to you guys how to write the offer. Dr. Carissa, Vicky, Ashley, Jose, listen to what I'm telling you. If I'm getting credits from the seller and I want 3%, let's use 500,000 for an example. So right now, okay, put a 1 in the chat if you got your calculator. I want every single person to open up their calculator and do this for me. What you're going to take $500,000, put it in your calculator, do it real time with me so you can understand it. And the reason why I'm asking you guys to do this is when you're negotiating on properties, you need to understand what this looks like. Okay. So put $500,000 in your calculator. Okay. Who's doing it on a real time on a calculator? Okay. Trina Sanchez, who's doing it on the calculator right now? I want to know because you're going to do it with me. If you're on stage and you're doing it, unmute your mic and you can walk through it with me. So I want, okay, Dr. Carissa. So put $500,000 in your calculator. Now, multiply that times 3 and then the percent sign. How much money is that?
15K.
That means that the seller is giving you $15,000 of credits. That means that it's not going on top of the loan. That's money from the seller. It's not your money. It's their money. They're giving you $15,000. So let's just say your closing cost, okay? This is what closing cost is: prepaid taxes, insurance, title, escrow fees, and a homeowner's transfer from one person to another. So Ellis put it in the chat. Thank you, Ellis. Non-reoccurring closing costs are paid once and never again. That's it. Okay. So a reoccurring fee could be what? Something that repeats. Okay. So that's taxes repeat, insurance repeats, homeowners association repeats. That is a reoccurring fee. That means that it goes on infinitely throughout the loan. That's why you put reoccurring. Non-reoccurring closing costs could be a title fee. Title is who records the property. A non-reoccurring fee could also be what? An inspection. A non-reoccurring fee could be a escrow company. Escrow is a neutral third party. That's a fee that it costs. That could be a non-recurring fee. That's why you want to put reoccurring. Did I say and or? Did I say and or? Read it. What does it say? And or. Reoccurring
Or
and.
and
So that means that I could either pay one, I can pay both of them, or I can pay one of the same. Then I got non-allowables. That means that if it's a fee, okay, that could be paid, then the seller can pay it. So a non-allowable could be a credit card. A non-allowable could be rehabbing the property. A non-allowable could be I got a credit because I want to change the flooring. A non-allowable can be I want to use a credit to change a light fixture. Y'all understand that? So guys, that's the reason why you want to put this stuff in your offer, because if there's money in the property, you can utilize this money to pay those things. That's called a concession and a non-allowable. Anybody have any questions about the word concessions, non-allowables, reoccurring and non-recurring closing costs? Okay. Billy, did you have a question?
Yes, I text you the information that you wanted.
Out freaking standing. I love it, man. Well, guess what, brother? You just made a commitment. We're going to commit ourselves to you to helping you out. Okay. So thank you for committing. Okay. So does anybody have any other questions about the closing costs, concessions, and anything else? Shout out to Billy Love for going on that. And let me do a quick room reset so we can get back to some of the moderators that are on stage. VA loan secrets, everyone should know. I want to thank everybody for coming on the space today. We got a couple of more things. I think I owe you guys something. I did credits and concessions. Now we're going to talk about the VA construction loan. And then we're going to do the VA rehab loan. Put a 1 in the chat if you guys want to know about the VA construction loan and the VA rehab loan. Okay? We're going to talk about those two things, and we're going to close out for any questions. Any other questions? Anybody, any comments, or anybody want to say anything in regard to being on stage? I see some new people: King, Larry, Rashad, Asleep, Jeffrey, Mr. Campbell, Kimbro, thank you for coming up. Listen, I'm inviting all of you guys on stage. Hit the little clipboard down in the bottom right-hand corner. Get on stage. What's up, Joy? I see you on a YouTube channel watching us. Thank you. I see Ranch. And for those of you who are on YouTube, if you guys want to ask us questions, you can put your question in the chat and we will answer it real time on stage. Shout out to everybody who checked in on Twitter. We are cooking with fish grease and rolling like a honey bun. Let's freaking go. Any other questions on stage right now? Anybody have any questions or comments?
So with the concession allowable, that will include student loans, correct?
But yes, sister, that's why we told you that you don't have to lose paying your student loan debt, because the seller can help you pay it. All right? So that's the reason why it is essential to set up a meeting with us, because if you get money, it makes more sense to utilize the credits from the seller to use this towards everything. Why would the seller want to give me credits to pay off my debt? They are essentially losing money doing this. What's in it for the seller? Is this common? Absolutely, Kenyatta.
Absolutely. Can I
110%.
take this one?
Okay, so who was that said they got credits for a deal?
Me.
Okay, can you?
Can you hear
Yes,
me?
Sierra, jump in. Let them know what's up.
So, okay. Where do I start? Because I've gotten credits almost all year. Seeing the market, sellers, they have so much equity that they are able to give credits and it's still not mess with their bottom lines too crazy. That's why some are, open to credits, and also the interest rates. The higher the interest rates, the less offers that they have knocking on their doors, especially if they are listing their property for top dollar. They have to get, it's like it's a give and take thing. So it's so common. Yeah, they are paying out money, but it's an investment. So in perspective, the current escrow I am in right now, the property is completely paid for. So he's selling it for $435,000. He paid like $150,000 for it. So 13,000 in seller credits is kind of like crumbs to him, seeing what he's gonna make on the back end. So that is typically why, sellers, they weigh their options. Most of the time they have more than enough equity to give those credits. If they don't, then they probably would list, list the property respectively, or they just won't accept credits, or they won't list their property. But yes, that is a thing. Like my last few deals, sellers have given credits to buyers, and I'm not talking about like 2 or 3 thousand. I'm talking about over 10,000 in credits. So yes, it's a thing.
And it's not always it's not always best to lower the price, guys. Sometimes it's better to get the concessions to maybe lower your interest rate. $10,000 credit on a $500,000 property changes my monthly to lower my interest rate, putting that more money towards the interest. Let me give you an example. $500,000 purchase, $10,000 credit from the seller. Me utilizing that money, lowering the price is only going to change my monthly payment by around $55 to $60. Me utilizing that $10,000 to lower my interest rate will save me $161 in monthly payment. Okay? So the reason why we're asking you guys to text 760-385-8211 is because we want to show you guys negotiation strategies, because the basic real estate professional is going to tell you to negotiate the purchase price down, which isn't always the best option. So what we're telling you guys is stuff that you guys need to know to negotiate the correct way. Thank you, Sierra, for that ad. Does anybody else want to have any questions or any comments? Because I want to cover the VA construction loan real quick, and then I'm going to do the VA rehab loan. Those are the next two things. Anybody have any questions or comments of what was shared so far? Nobody has any questions or comments. All these people on stage, y'all know everything that you need to know about the VA home loan benefit.
I have one more question.
Go ahead.
It almost seemed like the terms concession and credits are used interchangeably. Are they? Are they two distinct definitions?
Which one? What was okay? So your question was, are they?
Saying concession and credits. They're both different, right? Because you're trying to get either a concession or credit from the seller, or can you do both?
Oh, the question is, can you do both? Okay. So if I got $20,000 from the seller, okay, let me give you this example. Okay. And I'm going to read this real
All
time.
right.
If the market dictates an interest rate of 7.5%, 2 discount points, 2, how many? Y'all better listen to me because I'm giving you guys this information. Put it in the chat. How many? 2 points. That means if it's a $700,000 property, how I figure out that points is I would do $700,000 times 2%. That means I can use $14,000 from the seller to lower my interest rate by 2 points. Now, let me explain what that looks like, okay? So 2. So that means that there's not an amount. I can use 2 points, okay? I can only use 2 points to lower my interest rate from the seller. Okay, but I can also use additional money to do that. So that means that if I got a 7%, I can go 2 full points down, not 7 to 5, but 7 from a 7%. Points are in 0.25 increments. Okay, so let me explain this so you don't get lost. Because when I start talking numbers, people get confused. Okay, how many quarters are in a dollar?
4.
4 quarters, right? So in order for me to go from a 7% to a 6.5%, that will be 2 points down. It's in 25 increments. So a 7%, 1 point will be considered a 6.75. And then a 7.5% will be 2 points. And then a 7.25 will be 6.25 will be 3 points. And then a 6% will be 4 points. So let me go up. So a 6% to a 6.25 will be 1 point. A 6% to a 6.5 will be 2 points. A 6% to a 6.75 will be 3 points. And a 7%, 6 to 7% will be considered 4 points. Put a 1 in the chat if you understood that. I want to make sure
You
you
made
guys.
that crazy confusing on purpose.
That's easy, man. Listen.
It's I got it. 0.25 is 1 point.
0.25 is 1 point. That's it.
Yes. That's all.
0.25 is
Yes.
1 point. I did it forward and backwards so you guys could understand it. It is very hard to see when you don't understand it. But if I wanted to lower my interest rate 2 points, all I would do is I would take the loan amount and multiply that times 2%. That will be considered 2 points. So that would lower my interest. That would lower my monthly payment. And I'll put an example in the chat so you guys can read it. But I can use 2 points to lower my interest rate from the seller, and I can use more points. Okay. That means I can use, okay, now let me read this example. If the market dictates an interest rate of 7% with 2 discount points, okay, so let's use $500,000 for an example. Okay. How much money would be 2 points? $10,000. Okay. $10,000 credit would be considered 2 points on a $500,000 loan. The seller's payment of 2 points would not be a seller concession. It says would not be a seller concession. That's the reason why I told you to put those rules in there. A concession is on top of. That means that I can use 2 points to lower my interest rate, and I can use additional points to pay off my credit. That's why I said put and in your offer. Seller to credit buyer 3% towards non-recurring and recurring closing costs / concessions, not or. Because if you use or, that means I can only use it for one thing or another. That's why you have to put and. So that means that I can get 8 points. I can get 7 points from the seller. I can get $30,000. I can use 2 points, but I can only use 2 points of the or 2% of the loan amount in order to lower my interest rate. The rest of that will be considered concessions. Did I answer your question? And I'm trying to explain it the best way I know how. Jonathan, you're on stage. Did you want to add value to that? Jonathan, are you here? Did I explain it right?
Yeah, yeah. I'm actually a little busy right now. I'll jump right in. Okay.
Okay, no problem. Okay, so that means that I can get. Let's just say I got 7 points. So I would take the loan amount, 500,000 times 7%. I got $35,000 credit from the seller. 35 G's. Well, I can use $10,000 of that money to lower my interest rate. I can use some of that money towards paying off my debt, and I can use the rest of it for paying off my closing cost. But I want to maximize every amount, and I can also use a contractor. Watch this, y'all. I can invoice, I can have a contractor. Let's just say that Ellis was a contractor. I could say, Ellis, do me a favor. You're a contractor. You're going to invoice. I'm going to sign an agreement with you, okay? And then we're going to replace the flooring in this house. You're going to invoice escrow, and then at the end of the contract, because I have concessions, at closing, the seller can pay that contract for moving into that property with no money out of pocket. The VA loan allows you to do that. Are there any questions about seller concessions and how to write that offer?
I have a question.
I have an answer.
So if I'm having a conversation with the seller who doesn't know anything about concessions or credits, how do I make this appealing to them?
Okay, so your question was, how do I make it appealing to the seller to give me credits?
Right.
Any real estate professional want to answer that question? Joseph, I see you. Come on up on stage, brother. Thank you for joining us. I'm inviting you guys on stage because you better ask the questions, man. Like, this is an opportunity, even if you're a real estate professional, put a 1 in the chat if you guys are enjoying this conversation, man, because we're going to continue to cook. Put a 1 in the chat if you guys are enjoying this conversation, because I'm going to continue to cook, man. I'm feeling good. The reason why I'm so hyped right now is because I drank some coffee, man. Now, I am going to Miami on Thursday, so if you guys are around Miami, you want to pull up and meet me, Jonathan Bing is going to be possibly might be out there, okay? We are going to be out there, guys. So if you guys want to meet us in person, we'll be in Miami Thursday into Sunday. Me, Ian, and a couple of people are going to be pulling up, guys. We're going to be in Miami doing a 10X Vets event. Alma, we can come to Dallas. Okay, you got to send us an invite. We'll come to Dallas and rock out with you guys. Okay, who has a question or comment that they'd like to ask? So the question that you had was, how do you make this enticing to the actual seller? I'm going to yield the mic to any real estate professional. Why would it be enticing to the seller to give me some credits?
If they're in a distressed situation, they get somebody who's interested in the deal because, a credit is always available. It's not always the best deal for the seller, right? Negotiation is negotiation, all right? As long as both parties agree, the deal can go down range. So the reason why a seller would be interested in providing a credit is they get the rest of the money. You're like, yeah, I got to cough up 10 grand to this person, but they give me the other 400. And that's what I really want. So it's all about just making a deal.
Okay, bingo. Are there any other? Why would a seller want to give me a credit of 10? Why would a seller want to give me some credit? Everybody unmute your mic and say public.
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 And then
Public.
say
Public.
and then I want everybody to unmute your mic and say private.
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 Okay, this is a big one right here. I hope you guys are taking notes, okay? So that means that if you guys are negotiating on a deal and I write an offer and I lower the purchase price, that is public. Everybody can see it. But when I give credits to the seller, some of those credits can be a tax write-off. Does anybody want to jump in and add to that? Some of the fees that is involved in getting, okay, if I gave a credit to the seller for repairs, that's something, now pay attention to this. He has the document. Ellis, what is the document that shows all of the fees that's involved with selling the property?
It's your HUD one.
Bingo. That document is going to tell where that money went to. And some of those fees, when you get now, that's not going on to TurboTax and doing it yourself. But hiring a professional when you're selling a property and you give the seller some things for repairs, that's what it costs. If it's $10,000, he can write off that 10 grand that they gave you for repairing the property. Come on, y'all. All right. Now, that's the reason why you want to incentivize. Okay, if I just lower the price, then that's public. Everybody sees it. Okay, but if I give them credits for repairs or credits for something, that's a fee that's involved with me selling that property. So that could be a tax incentive for that seller to give you credits for repairs. But you, as a real estate professional, need to know how to communicate it. So here's another reason. And to Ian's point, if a person wants to sell a property and they're having a hard time, right? They don't care if it's a distressed property. If they have equity, you can get those credits. It's happening real time. If a property's on the market and they need to sell it, you never know. They might need to sell it because they're getting into divorce. They might need to sell it because they need the money. And if the property's on the market and it looks like crap, but the bones are good, right? Let's just say a house is on the market for 90 days. There's no demand for it. So an incentive might be, okay, I'm going to get this property and write an offer on it because nobody else is. Why would a seller not want to negotiate with a person that you're the only person that's showing interest in selling and buying the property? So think about it. If the property has ugly paint, I can fix that. If the property has dirty carpet, I can fix that. So I can get $30,000 credit from the seller, fix the property up, pay all of my closing costs, and that relinquishes them from not being able to sell the property. And then the after repair value might be higher. But the makeup doesn't matter. What matters is the way the bones are. How many bedrooms, how many bathrooms, what's the square footage, and is the plumbing, heating, air, electrical foundation, and roof intact? Everything else could be changed. People are so looking at the cosmetics of the property, but they don't look at the potential of it. So imagine buying a property that's been on the market for some time, and with a carpet change and paint, $5,000, of carpet and paint. Now you have a desirable property, and then now you bought that property, and then you got the property $35,000-$40,000 under market value because people can't see past the cosmetics of the house.
Right.
Does that make sense? So hopefully I was
Yeah,
able to
the
answer your question.
conditional value.
There you go. All right. Any other questions or comments that you guys would like to add? Any questions or comments?
I mean, I will say this, that you tackled conditional value, you tackled approach. I don't think there's many questions to be asked.
Yeah,
Anthony
how do you pronounce your name?
Hugh-Tavius.
Hutavius. How are you doing, brother? Where are you from?
I'm from the mud.
I love it, man. I'm from the mud too, brother. Welcome to the stage, man. So do me a favor, man. If you hear, make sure you ask questions or comments that you'd like to have here. We want to make sure we don't mess up the flow. Okay, thank you for joining the stage. We really appreciate you. If you have any questions or comment, make sure you flash your mic and then we'll get to you. And thank you for supporting the space, man. Really, really appreciate that. Okay, somebody had a question. Who had a question? Did I answer your question, Dr. Carissa?
You did. Thank you.
Out freaking standing. Guys, man, we had 22 people text VA loan to the number that I put in the chat. We're going to help 22 people.
My question is this. Let me ask you a question. Yo, Anthony, do you still pass out business cards?
Yes.
Why?
because it's a good way for people to know who you are and what you do.
What does it build?
Well, it builds relationships. Any other questions?
So what do you, I mean, yeah, it builds relationships, absolutely. It's like intimate, you know, rapport, stuff like that. However, my question is, do you think digital, what do you think is more important? Digital, or do you think, like, as an agent, do you think digital rapport, or I mean digital brings, it'll bring. However, what do you think is more important for the agents coming up? Is it the business card or the digital marketplace?
I think okay, that's a great question. Okay, and I'll answer that question. Okay, so I think it's not this or that. It's this and that. Everybody put this and that in the chat. This and that. Okay. So some people don't like digital business cards, so they like the handout cards. Okay. So most people are thinking it's a competition, but do this and that. Why not do both? Have digital business cards and have handout cards. Some people don't like digital, right? But I think having this and that is the way to go. Some people like to see a physical business card, and some people like digital business cards. Digital business cards, you don't run out. Okay, so I like to have my digital business cards, but then what happens if my phone dies and I'm at a networking event? Okay, this is how I network, and I'll show you this. Check this out. Okay, Alma, are you here on stage?
I am.
Okay, you're gonna be. We're at a networking event. Put a one in the chat if you guys want to see a little bit of role play. All right. All right. You ready, Alma?
I am.
Okay. I want you guys to pick up. I want to do a little bit of networking trivia, okay? Because I know this is a little bit off topic, but we're gonna entertain this question. And this is the last question, brother, because I have a lot to unpack. Okay, I'm gonna show you guys how I network. Okay.
Thank you.
All right, Sister Alma, I'm at a networking event. Okay. All right. So watch this, Alma. I want to tell you, man. My name is Anthony, and I wanted to say that I really, really like the color blazer that you have on. Okay, what are you here at the event for?
Oh, how nice. I'm here to network and also to learn and share my insight on the things that I'm expert on.
Okay, me too, man. Where are you from?
Dallas, Texas.
Okay, Dallas, Texas. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. So we both from the South. Okay, but I think Georgia is a little bit better than Texas. All right, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that is because you haven't been down here. Let me just show you around. You'll see. And then we compare cards again.
Okay, so here's what
How
I
many
want to.
times have you ride a horse?
So here's what I want to do. Okay, so here's what I want to do. I'm gonna take a picture of us. Okay, and then I'm gonna I want to take a picture of us, and I'll text you my digital business card. Is that okay?
That will be fine.
So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna text Alma my digital business card. I'm gonna take a picture. Then I'm gonna say, hey, do you have Instagram or Facebook?
Sure do.
Outstanding. What's your handle? Okay, Alma Rivera sells Dallas Fort Worth. Boom. I tag her. I take a picture of her, and I'm gonna save that picture in my phone. And then I'm gonna set a reminder in my calendar that I'm gonna set a reminder in my calendar to call her when I get back. Now,
So
the
I
reason
think.
why, okay, all right, brother. All right, I gave you 3 shots,
All right,
man. All
all
right.
right, all right.
All right, bang. Okay. So listen, we want to make sure that I get this out because I can't have interruptions when I'm speaking, respectfully. Okay. All right. So what I just did, who can tell me now, I'm going to set a reminder immediately when when I'm on the phone with her to call her. And then I'm going to say, hey, Alma from Dallas Fort Worth with the cool blazer on, following up as I said that I was going to do. Okay. And then I have a picture that I sent her. Or I could say, hey, I'm going to text you this picture so you can remember who I am. So when she calls me, she's going to see that I'm that person that took the picture with her. And then she's going to remember me because I tagged her on Instagram. Now, that's the beauty of digital networking. The other way is, hey, Alma, here's my business card. Put a one in the chat if you guys got a stack of business cards that you never call. Put a one in the chat if you've been to a networking event that you ran out of business cards. There you go. So business cards are cool, but I think this and that is the way to go. Yes, you have business cards, but you also want to have digital business cards so you can network like a savage. Hopefully I was able to answer that question. Now let's get back to the VA loan because I got a lot of stuff to say. Does anybody have any questions or comments about what I was talking about? Because I want to make sure that we keep the room rolling because I still owe you guys the VA construction loan.
Yeah, I just want to say I like what I'm hearing, and I'm continuing to share the information and other veterans as well, Anthony. And just don't forget about me.
I'm not going to forget about you, King. You would get a phone
This
call.
Motown, Motown.
Motown, you're going to
Remember
get a phone.
Detroit?
I know who you are, brother. You got all of those properties in Detroit, and you've been hitting me up on the back channel. I'm supposed to hit you up, right? That's you, right?
Yep.
See, bro, I don't forget who you are. Now, for those of you who are going in here, here's what we're going to do. Let me do a quick room reset. You guys are in the winning real estate secrets that everyone should know. Put a fire emoji in the chat if you learned something that would change your investing with real estate in with the VA loan. Put a one in the chat if you guys learned something today that you guys will learn. You learned a lot of stuff in here today in regard to the VA home loan benefit. Okay. All right. Now let's go over this last and final thing. VA construction loan, and we're going to go over the VA rehab loan, and we're going to close by showing you guys how every single person in here can buy real estate with a veteran. Okay, before we roll on, are any questions or comments that you guys would like to ask? Okay, I'm inviting you guys to the stage on Twitter Spaces. Okay, shout out to you guys that have joined the space. Okay, we got a couple of more minutes, and listen, guys, today, check this out. We have consistently had 25 people on our YouTube live. So I want to give a special shout out to the 109 people who have rolled through the room today and the 34 people that are here right now. Okay, we really appreciate you guys. Here's what I'm going to ask you guys to do. Click the link above my head for those of you who put a one in the chat and said that you've learned something, and put WIN on my live. So I know that I see you right now. Click that link. I want to see it go up to at least 20, back up to 25. We're at 18 looking at live right now. I want to see if we can get that back up to 25. So can y'all click the link above my head? Okay. Look at me on live. Okay. And I want y'all to put WIN. And I'm representing the military because every time I do my VA loan class, I always put my fatigue jacket on. So if you guys could do that for me, I would really appreciate that. That's going to help us go viral. All right. Any questions or comments before we roll on? Next is going to be the VA loan, VA construction loan. Okay. So let's see. Sierra, are you here still? Is Sierra, my sister Sierra here? Did Sierra roll out? Okay. All right. Ian Jensen, over to you. Let's explain the VA construction loan. Okay. All right.
All right. Okay. So, all right, this kind of helps out if you're not distracted by like driving or something like that. Hold like four fingers out in front of your face. All right, so this is what we do. There's four players in the game of a VA
Hold
construction
on,
loan that
before
you
we
need
do
to be
that,
aware
guys.
of.
I have bang, bang, bang. Let's go. Shout out to you guys that follow the assignment. I really appreciate. Listen, guys, look at me. I appreciate you guys getting on YouTube and showing me love. Okay, good to see you guys. I'm saying hello. I really appreciate you guys supporting this room today. It means the world to me, and I will not forget. Listen, never forget the people who help you build. So for those of you who click the link and put WIN, I see you, Trina, Kenyatta, Trina, all of the people that are on, Clarissa, Dr. Clarissa. Appreciate you guys on the YouTube channel showing us love. We went from 18 to 25, and we're gonna give those nuggets away to you for free. Let's go in VA construction loan. Let's kick it.
All right, guys. So the VA loan, there's four people involved in the VA loan that you got to be aware of if you're tracking how to get this done. All right. So first things first, like I'm not trying to paint a rosy picture. Like this is not a simple thing to do, but we're going to break down the components of you. So that way you know it exists and what you got to think about. All right. So the first things, right, you got to be an eligible veteran. All right, so that means that you fit all the criteria to be eligible for your VA loan. Stay tuned for another class about eligibility. All right. After the veteran has his appropriate level of entitlement, you have to identify a lender. This is the second person. You have to identify a lender who is qualified uh, to process a VA construction loan. All right. So after you have a VA construction loan lender identified and you've determined your level of eligibility, you have to go out and find a VA loan certified building professional. All right. So a contractor that is certified by the VA, has been authorized to build with the VA loan. And then lastly, you have to identify an escrow company. All right, so escrow company is a neutral third party. So they're the ones that are just going to play referee in this whole game, right? So you have the veteran, you have the bank, you have the builder, and you have escrow. Bank and the builder, once again, have to be VA loan authorized to be able to use this product. All right, so the way it goes.
Let me run that. I got that part.
All right, go ahead. You can kick it.
I'll take over from here. Okay, so in the chat, okay, I put the steps. The veteran goes to who? Who does the veteran go to? Come off mic and just read it to me. The veteran goes to who? What's the next step? It's in the chat. Look, I put the answer in the chat, guys. What is the veteran? Who does the veteran go to?
Lender.
The veteran goes to the lender. The lender has to be VA construction approved. Okay, all they have to do is go fill out the paperwork, get vetted, they become a VA construction builder. From there, then the lender puts the money into escrow, who is a neutral third party. Escrow is a person like a bank account that they put the money into, and then basically that money is in a holding pot. And then you got to go to the builder, and then the builder has to be VA approved too, which is a paperwork thing. And essentially, this is the steps. The money goes into the escrow account. The builder then puts a scope of work into phases. From there, the builder will withdraw money from escrow to build in phases. So phase one could be acquiring the land. Phase two could be the first, and it'll go in withdrawals. Phase two could be getting the permits and the engineer to build to get the scope of property. Phase three could be the foundation and the framing. Phase four could be plumbing, heating, air, electrical, foundation, and roof. Phase five could be finishes, carpentry, and all of that other stuff. And then the last and final phase could be recording. So basically, it's in steps. And then the cool thing about the VA construction loan is that the veteran does not pay one single penny until the property is completely built and they have their certificate of occupancy, which is done after the build is certified. Any other loan you cannot do that with. You got to get a loan on the land. You pay on that. You're paying a monthly payment as soon as you start making withdrawals. The other one, you got to get a loan on everything else. So it's a step-by-step process, and that's the way that it goes. Okay, so veteran goes to the lender, gets the money. The lender puts the money into escrow. The builder gives the scope of work and a payment schedule, and then the builder would take withdrawals from that account. That's called draws, DRAWS, until the build is complete. Okay, it has to be a VA approved contractor and builder. Is there a list available by area? Ellis, we find them, and if they're not, you can get them certified, which is a paper trail. Okay, so if it's a contractor that builds homes, all they have to do is hit us up. We'll show them what paperwork needs to be filled out to get approved, and we can do that build. Okay? Any questions about the VA construction loan?
Yeah. Do you have a preferred lender I can send my guys to? This is Emmett from Detroit.
Yes, we do, Emmett from Detroit. We do have people that we could, a preferred lender that specializes in VA construction loans. And then hit. Now, here's what I want you to do, guys. Emmett, I know you've been hitting me up, but text VA construction loan to 760-385-8211, and I will send that to Ian, and then we will. Ian manages my calendar. Okay, he's my assistant. Okay, and Sierra manages my. I got two people who help me manage our calendar. So if you send me a back channel and I haven't answered it, I apologize. It's just that this information that we're pushing out, you have to go through a process, and the reason why is because I cannot do it by myself, because we've been doing this for the past 3 years. And since we've been doing it, we've talked to at least five. We've gotten like at least anywhere from 4 to 5,000 name, phone numbers, and email addresses since we've been doing this in complimentary to each other. So what we'll do is hop on a text VA construction loan to 760-385-8211, and then Ian will put you on my calendar today. Okay.
Roger that.
Okay. Any other questions? VA construction loan.
I have one question.
Yes, ma'am.
Can a person, if they want to, can you use a VA construction loan if you want to join into being a partner with another group that's a partners and they're about to build um, a complex apartment, big apartment complex?
Not an apartment complex, but you can build a multi-unit. Ian, do you want to answer that
And
question?
Yeah, I got it. So, I'm getting a lot of these conversations lately because a lot of people are trying to are under the understanding that they have a lot more. Can you build a fiveplex with your VA loan? Like, short answer, yes, you can. However, it's got to fit the right criteria. But like, you can't build like a 220 unit or anything more than a five if it's a single veteran, and say you wanted to partner with a single entitlement veteran, right? And you wanted to partner with that veteran to build something. Like, for instance, say you're an investor and I'm a veteran, and we want to go into this project together. You're only allowed to purchase, or excuse me, to build a fiveplex. You can't build anything larger than that, because after that it becomes a different classification of real estate, and those certain classifications of real estate are not eligible to be purchased or built with the VA loan.
well, what type of loan could the
Uh,
veteran uh, get? Now he would be a general partner with another partnership, and he must get a loan to buy in.
Okay.
well, I mean, it all depends on what circumstances you're trying to do. Like, what, for instance, for in your example specifically, like how big of a development are you trying to build?
It's like it'll be an extreme like 5,000 apartments.
Five
No.
thousand properties. Okay, yeah, you wouldn't be able to do that with a VA loan. A VA loan is
Well,
first and foremost for the veteran's residence. So a veteran can't occupy 5,000 units, right? So therefore, you can't build it with zero down. You'd have to go through other means of financing to in order to process a development of that size.
But we can help you with that though. Okay. We can help you find funding for that deal. Okay. So Karen, did you text
okay.
me? Did you text what it is that you want to talk about to the number?
Um, no, it didn't. Hold on. I put it in a chat a
Oh, no,
little
no, no.
some time
Okay.
ago, but
Text commercial to 760-385-8211. Seven six
hold
zero
on.
three eight five 8211. Text commercial. Okay. And then put your first and last
Okay.
name in there, and we'll help you navigate that deal, because there is funding out there and we have some connect. Now, see, this is the way that this thing works, guys. So anytime you have a person doing as much capacity as we have done, what lenders will like to do is they want our VA loan business because it's an easy loan to do. So they'll make special provisions for us in order for us to continue to get our stuff. And we have our own internal commercial and residential real estate lending. We just need to see what type of project that you're trying to do, and we'll point you in the right direction. It's easy.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Okay, are there any other questions?
I have one. Are there concessions with the construction loan
Are there concessions with the construction loan? Okay,
that can
so
go back into the?
you can back into closing costs slash concession. You can there wouldn't be a concession with a VA construction loan, because typically when you're doing a lending situation, remember there's no property built. So you can put your closing costs in the VA construction loan, but concessions would be considered something like doing something else. That it's less expensive to actually build a property than to buy one. Believe it or not. So building ground up is going to be least expensive. Now, is it time consuming and a little bit harder to do the VA construction loan? 100%. I'm not going to tell you that it's not. However, if you're trying to do a VA construction loan and build stick up, then there's ways to do that. Now, it's an easier process to purchase a property that's already built. But let's just say you found a fourplex that had that was dilapidated, that needed some issues, and you were able to utilize. You were going to live in one unit. Okay, that means that let's just say it was a fourplex. A fourplex basically means there's a building with 4 doors, and each door has 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. This is just an example. That's a fourplex, right? You can go in, write an offer on that property. Let's just say that property's value is $600,000, and you were able to get that for $450,000. What is 600,000 minus 450,000? Come on, y'all. It's simple.
150,000.
150 G's. So I can write an offer on that distressed property. I can hire Ellis as a contractor to come in and do all of the rehab for that property. And then I can close on that property with new plumbing, a new AC unit, new flooring, new kitchens, and all of them from utilizing the money that I got from the seller. And then the after repair value will be higher. Okay, so that's similar to a VA construction loan. Okay, so you could absolutely unequivocally do that, and that's similar. It's very similar to a VA construction loan. The VA rehab loan is very similar to the same way. Okay, the money goes into escrow. The entire loan is up front put into an escrow holding account. The contractor will then invoice escrow and then pay out in draws until the property is complete. Once you close on the property, then the property can completely be rehabbed. Any questions or comments? Now, I want to talk about the guys. If you guys enjoyed this conversation, put a 1 in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat if you guys enjoyed this conversation, because we got one more nugget that we're going to drop. And the last and final nugget is going to be, how do I partner with a veteran to purchase a property? We're going to show you 2 ways: no money down and 12.5% down. Okay. Now, does anybody have any questions that they would like to ask before we move on? Because right now, man, we've been cooking for a couple of hours. This has been a really good room. And you guys, I'm telling you, this has been a phenomenal room. Anybody have any questions or comments before we continue to move on? Any questions or comments? Shout out to my dog Eugene, man, for being in the building, man. It's good to see you, man. We definitely need to hop on a phone call to catch up. Okay. Now, Ian, are you there?
Yep. What's going on?
Okay. All right, Ian, can you tell me, how can I partner with a veteran as a non-veteran? How can I buy that property? Can you tell me the way that I can buy it with money down, and I'll do the no money down?
Okay, so with money down. All right, so whenever you partner with a veteran, say Anthony's the veteran and I want to invest with him, right? And we identified a property, and then we're going to go through the process of purchasing it. What the bank is going to do is they're still going to offer up all what I'm going to call like the benefits of the VA loan, right? You're still going to have opportunities to do a cash out refinance. You're still going to have opportunities of taking advantage of the market interest rates that are applied to veterans. You still have the advantages of the no PMI, the principal mortgage insurance, which is another gigantic expense. And then you also have the opportunities to take advantage of a product that's called the EARL. We'll cover that in a minute. All right, the interest rate reduction refinance loan. So what happens here is, because you have the opportunity of utilizing the benefit
PMI is
with the
private
veteran.
mortgage insurance, by the way, not principal mortgage insurance. PMI
Oh,
is
my bad.
private
Yeah,
mortgage insurance.
it's semantics, right? All right. No, anyway, long story short, it's a cost. All right. So what happens here is that since I'm partnering with a veteran and the veteran has those opportunities within his entitlement, his or her entitlement, I can benefit from those as being somebody who partners with that person, provides income or some kind of way of providing additional financing potential. Okay. So why I want to do that though is because by doing this with the veteran, I get to enter into this deal with less money down. All right. So if Anthony and I are buying a place that's $1 million, normally I would have to come in, if I was buying that myself, make me a civilian, whoever. If I was to buy $1 million property at 20% down, I would need $200,000 to buy that property. All right. I got to give the bank $200,000 just so they can give me the other 800. Right. So why this is a benefit, instead of coming in with $200,000, the bank only requires that I come in with 12.5% down, meaning $125,000. Right. So I get to save $75,000 to utilize towards any kind of upgrades, other investments, anything like that in this particular case. And I get to save on fees throughout the process, those reoccurring costs that Tony was talking about. So by partnering with a veteran, I get to come in with less money down and I have more benefits because of the rules and regulations that govern the circumstances of the VA loan. Back to you, Tony.
Out freaking standing. Okay, so the next step is that VA. If you know a veteran, put a 1 in the chat. If you know a veteran, put a 1 in the chat. All right, everybody better put a 1 in the chat because y'all know me, man. You know what I'm saying? All right, so here's how this goes. Okay, all right. So Karen gives me a buzz. Yo, Anthony. No, Karen, give me a call. Give me a call, Karen. Let's role play. Karen, give me a call and say, hey, Tony, I know you're super cool and I want to invest with the VA loan. Call me up, Karen.
Sign me
Hi.
up.
Must be a couple Karens here, so.
Okay, Karen, call me up. I'm waiting on your phone call. Karen Scroggins.
Okay. Hi, Tony. I wanted
Oh,
to.
man, come on, Karen.
What?
You got to say ring, ring now. Tell Karen to say ring, ring, man. I got to answer the phone.
Ring, ring.
Hey, Karen, I haven't heard from you in a long time. How you been?
I've been just fine. And how about you?
I'm I'm really good, man. Give Karen 2 thumbs down for this horrible acting, but I'm gonna go with it, okay? Karen, it's good to hear from you. How can I help you?
I'm thinking about investing with a veteran. And can you help me?
Of course. Here's what we're gonna do. Now, but y'all better be paying attention. Karen, go on mute.
Okay.
But you better be paying attention because I'm gonna break this down. Put a 1 in the chat if you guys got your note-taking material. Put a 1 in the chat if you got your note-taking material right now, because I'm gonna tell you what you're gonna need to invest with a veteran with zero money down. That means you can buy a $5 million property, $3 million, $2 million with no money down. Here's what you're gonna need. Number 1, you're gonna need a operating agreement. Operating agreement. Tweet operating agreement right now, or if you're on YouTube, click the link, put operating agreement. Operating agreement. Operating agreement. Number 2, within that operating agreement, you're going to put in that operating agreement that you're going to go on the title to the property, and then you're going to make sure that that veteran can benefit from you utilizing my VA loan. So in that operating agreement, it's going to say, all right, I'm going to create this letter. Okay. You're not going to go on the loan, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my VA loan. We're going to get a 5 unit. And then here's a little bit of real estate trivia. How many days do I have to wait before I do a cash out refinance or interest rate reduction? Or how many days do I have to wait before I do anything with the loan after the first mortgage payment? I gave y'all the answer earlier today. How many days do I have to wait before I do a cash out refinance?
210 days.
Bingo. 210 days. So in that operating agreement, I'm going to say, okay, however many days that we agree with, that we're going to do a cash out refinance, and I'm going to give the money to Karen, and then Karen is going to write an offer with the money that I gave her, and then we're going to have ownership in both properties. So that operating agreement is going to say I'm going to give Karen 20% of the next property, and we both going to be joint partners. Okay. So now she goes on on the title as joint owners, or we do some type of operating agreement to where the property's in my name, and then we're going to utilize her loan to get the next one. So I buy a 5 unit, and then I give her 20% for the down payment from the equity position that we've gained. We could say in the operating agreement, she's going to give me money to rehab the property if I don't have it, right? And then once we get that money, then we're going to utilize that operating agreement that is signed mutually by both of us and notarized. Everybody say notarized. Put notarized in the chat. Why would I want to notarize that? Just in case Karen backs out. Okay. You don't want her to have ownership in my property. And then, so if she wants to buy let's just say we found a $500,000 multi-unit for the next property. How much down payment would I need? What's 20% of 500,000? Come on, y'all. Quick math.
100K.
100,000.
So once my property gets to $100,000 of equity, I'm going to give that to Karen for the next purchase of the 5 unit. And then we mutually are partners. And I can put in an operating agreement that once I give her that, she has her property and I have mine. So in that operating agreement, you can put specific guidelines on how to do that. She didn't have to put money down on the first one. And then she's utilizing my VA loan as a first purchase. And then with the operating agreement, it's going to give her the down payment for the next property. And now we're partners. That's how you build your portfolio. That's just one of 1,000 ways to do that. Okay, so that's a quick way of how to utilize the property or buy a property with zero money down and become a partner. She's not on the loan, but she's on title. That means she has ownership. And as long as we have something in writing on how she's gonna get that secondary property. So if you know a vet, and guess what? Karen, either way, she does not. Did I say she does or did not? She does not. Everybody unmute your mic and say not. Come on, y'all.
Nah.
Not.
She does not have to live in the property. Only the veteran using the VA loan has to live in the property. So guys, this is a good way to get into investing. If you know a vet, you can link up with that vet and you guys can get in the game with no money. Any questions or comments about partnering with a veteran? Alma, you didn't know that,
I
did
need to
you?
find a veteran.
She's like, I need to find me a veteran ASAP. You know what I'm saying?
I'm a veteran. Just FYI, I'm a veteran.
Okay, shake and bake. Let's go. Any questions, any comments to what we talked
No
about?
second base, but I'm a
So
veteran.
Tony, the deal that you and Karen just did, that
Mm-hmm.
means that you would be moving into the property?
Yes,
Tony
me.
would be moving into the property? Okay.
Yes, me as a veteran, I would have to live in the property. That is correct. But the non-veteran does not have to live in the property. Ellis, you had a question?
Yeah, I had a question. Is the loan given to a veteran personally, or is it allowable to have an entity that is held by the veteran?
Great question. It cannot be an entity.
Okay. So
However,
the
hold on. I
operating
got one.
agreement.
I got
Oh,
one
go
for
ahead,
you.
Tony.
I got one for you, brother. You're going to love this. However, you can transfer the property into a trust and have the entity operate the rental business to build the 3 C's: credit, collateral, and capital. Did y'all catch that? Put a 1 in the chat if you understood that. Put a 2 in the chat if you want me to break that down. All right, because this is the final countdown. All right. Who wants me to break that down? Okay. Did you get that, Ellis? Did you catch what I just did?
Oh yeah, that's beautiful.
Okay. So the VA loan is for a veteran. You can purchase the property in your name, but you can transfer the property into a trust. So the trust owns the property now. You don't own it anymore. Your VA loan is still tied up because that's the financial instrument, but you transfer it into a trust. If you transfer it into the trust owns it. What can I have in the trust? beneficiaries. Who could be the beneficiary? That means they benefit from the income coming in from the multi-unit. The beneficiary could be a limited liability company that operates the rental business. So I can put that property in the trust, create a limited liability company. The tenants move in. Let's just say that Lanisha, Alex, and Emmett are all renting my property. Okay, those three people would not pay me. They will pay the limited liability company. That rental income would go to the limited liability company that's in the trust. So now my property is now building credit, collateral, and capital. And if I got credit, collateral, and capital, and I have money coming in every month, reoccurring, what is the bank going to want to give me? A business what? Starts with an L.
Loan.
A business loan or a business line of credit. Bingo. So now I got the LLC that's creating credit, collateral, and capital. I can get a business line of credit. I have the property in the trust, so I don't own it anymore. The trust owns it. Me and Karen are now beneficiaries of that trust because she's a beneficiary of the trust. The LLC, I'm building credit, collateral, and capital. And then now I can either get a business line of credit, okay, or I can do a cash out refinance or a HELOC to give to her so we can buy this next property. Man, come on, man. Y'all not picking up what I'm putting down, man. I just gave y'all $1 million strategy right there. Did I answer your question, Ellis?
Yeah, you did, and I think you undersold yourself. That's more than $1 million strategy, my friend.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate that, especially coming from you. Now, if it would have came from Dr. Carissa, I would have been like, oh, man, I'm messing with y'all, man. Man, this has been a phenomenal room. Okay, Jess, let me ask you a question. Are you on stage right now? Jez, Gezzzzz. Okay. All right. Here's what I'm going to ask you to do. We're 760, all right, 385-8211. You're going to text that number, your first and last name, and then I am going to break that process down for you. Just text your first and last name to 760-385-8211 with VA loan, your first and last name to that number, and then I'm going to send that information to you. Thank you, Tris, for that. Are there any questions or comments on what was taught today? Here's your last chance, guys. Let me see if I broke the 25. I'm going to see how many I have left. Anybody have any closing remarks or comments to what was taught today? You guys got a chance to ask questions. We've been cooking for
Just repeat the number.
760-385-8211. Text VA loan 760-385-8211. Let me see how many people text that number because I said the goal was 25. I have not been checking. I need to see if we have more space for anyone looking to invest with their VA home loan benefit. Okay, let's see here. Any questions or closing remarks? Anybody have any questions? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. We got 3 more people. Okay. Anybody else have any questions or want to get on that schedule? Okay, we got 3 more people that we have space for. If you want to get on our calendar and give you a free roadmap, text VA loan to 760-385-8211. How should 2 veterans go about new construction multifamily? Okay, Heaven, you can do it. Okay, you and another veteran can go on a joint VA loan and build a 5-unit. Okay, but they won't allow you to build anything bigger than that. It has to be 1 commercial unit and 4 owner occupant units. You can use one VA loan. Heaven, are you on stage? I'm going to invite you to speak. Are you on stage, Heaven?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, Heaven, here's the deal. So you and your husband are veterans?
Yeah, well, we're not married yet, but yes, he's I'm still actively in, and he's disabled American vet from the Marine.
So here's what I would do. I would use your husband's VA loan first. Can anybody? Here's a little bit of real estate trivia. Why would I want to use the veteran why would I want to use the veterans that is out of the military's VA loan first and not the active duty? Anybody know? Because you avoid the VA funding fee if they have disability. Okay?
Yeah, he's 100%.
Yes, and also, what location are you in?
Texas, Fort Worth.
Okay, Texas, Fort Worth. Okay. How much property can you buy out there? Are you from Texas?
Yes, I am.
All right, what can you buy out there for $200,000? She said, I can buy 19 acres with 70,000 square foot property with steers and horses and lambs. Listen, Heaven, did you text the number 760-385-8211 VA loan? Yes or no?
Yes, I did.
Okay, all right. We're going to get you on the calendar so we can tell you how to navigate that process. Do not use your VA loan. Use his first, and then you shouldn't join. Now you can use your financing, but use his certificate. So both of y'all can go on the
Okay.
loan, and then when you get married, then you can use your VA entitlement to buy more properties. So that's the way that I would rock it. Did I answer your question?
Yes, you did. Thank you so much.
Okay. Daniel, I saw you on the stage. Daniel, did you have any questions or comments that you would like to ask? Brother Daniel. All right, man. Whew. Man, I'm going to tell you, man, we were on freaking fire today, man. 26 people text that number, okay? That's 760-385-8211. This has been a phenomenal room. Catherine, did you have a question that you'd like to add? I saw you just jump on stage.
No, I do not. But I'm going to actually share the replays with my cousin and a friend who are veterans. Thank you.
Out freaking standing. Guys, this has been a crazy room. Shout out to everybody. Do me a favor, click that link. If you guys enjoy this conversation, put a fire emoji in the chat. This has been a phenomenal room. I seen Lanisha. She's like, I'm in the building, man. She stayed here the whole time. Emmett, Aluja, Ruben, Ellis, Ishman, Dr. Ashley, Eugene is here. Heaven, Entrepreneur. Thank you for showing up, Entrepreneur, man. I wasn't paying attention, man, because I'm in the studio. Larry, Tony, Wing, stay here for a long time. Shout out to Jonathan. I want to give a special shout out to Jonathan Bing, because if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't have this partnership with the Cardones. So I'm telling you guys, all of the people that are on stage right now, these are my friends. Thank you, Dr. Carissa, for showing up each and every day. Shout out to Dr. Ashley for showing up and supporting us. We really appreciate all of the love. Today was a phenomenal room, guys. Click the link above my head, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and like, and subscribe on some of the things that we have above my head. And then, guys, listen, we will be here live and in color. I'm not going to be on Thursday because I'll be in Florida, but Tuesday, 9:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Okay, and here's what I'm going to do. Ian, can you do me a favor on Twitter Spaces? Can you change the SitRep YouTube channel to the Facebook group, please?
Yeah, I'll have to get back on there, and you'll have to mod me up. But yeah.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to post. Well, do the Facebook group on Winning Real Estate first, if you can, and then do it on Twitter Spaces, guys. If you guys want to get information about what it is that we're teaching today, and you want more information, join the Facebook group, okay? Because we have when we're going to be going live Tuesdays and Thursdays, 9:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and on Wednesdays we're usually in the Mortgage Syndicate, and we rock out in there as well. So if you guys want more information about that, click the link above my head. Get in the Facebook group if you like today's conversation. We have all types of stuff. And guess what? If you look in that Facebook group, we have the 9 steps to underwriting a property, okay, at the top of the page. So if you guys want to learn how to underwrite properties, we tell you step by step on a YouTube that you can follow along and write down. That right there is a fundamental step into buying a property, is how to underwrite properties. If you click the link above my head, join the Facebook group and listen and take notes. We will tell you step-by-step process of understanding the math of if you should buy a property or not. This is very, very, very critical, guys. It's above my head in the Facebook group, and then we'll put it in there. And we'll post that Facebook group in the chat. So can you post that the Facebook group, the Winning Real Estate Facebook group on there for me? Okay. Any questions or comments before we shut down?
The Facebook group is at the top, sir.
Hey,
Okay, I
this is
gotta post it
entrepreneur. I
on.
just want to say
I gotta post it in the YouTube
I heard,
channel. I gotta post that in the YouTube channel so people know where it's at. Okay, it's in the YouTube channel now. I just pushed it in there for those of you who are on YouTube. That is the Facebook group. Join the Facebook group. That's where you're gonna get all of the information that you need. Okay. Any questions or comments that you'd like to ask, or any requests that you'd like to ask us? Anything before we shut down?
hey Anthony, this is entrepreneur. I just want to say I heard your message. I'm just in the middle of taking care of some stuff, but I always like to come through and just show you support, man. I have nothing but respect for you, and just keep doing your thing. You're a great inspiration, man.
I'll freaking stand it, man. I appreciate that, man. You know what I'm saying? Making me feel all snuggly and stuff, man. Any questions or comment? Joseph, man, I see you hanging out. You didn't come on stage, brother. We like people on stage. So I know you guys like to come in here and get information. Okay. And I know that we're helping, but it will help if you guys, if you're in the listening lounge and you can't come up next time, please come to the stage and say something, because that let us know that you're not a bot. Okay. All right.
Where are you going to be in Florida? I'm sorry, I missed that.
We'll be in Florida on Thursday.
In Miami, but where?
We're going to be, we're doing an event.
Aventura.
Cardone Veterans will be in Aventura, Florida, right outside of Miami.
Okay, thanks.
Any plans to come to the Midwest?
Where?
Motor City.
Send us an invite, bro. We'll pull up.
All
Okay.
right.
I like lemon pepper chicken wings, though. You know what I'm saying? You got to have some lemon pepper.
Run it.
Hey, longest there's some lemon pepper chicken wings out there, man. The Midwest, man. Look, I can't be coming out there in the cold and be hungry, man. All right. Any questions or comments for you guys before we shut down the space?
Quick question. Who did that video of you jogging, man? I love that one.
Yeah, it was that was a
David
cute
Doggins.
one.
David Doggins.
That was a cute one.
That's funny, man. That's David Doggins, man. That's David Goggins' twin brother. You know what I'm saying? So for those of you who don't know David Doggins, that's David Goggins' brother. All right. So what he's talking about, if you click on my profile and go to my Instagram, you'll see that video of David Doggins. Okay. That's the Kirkland brand David Goggins. All right. We like to have fun, man. If you guys have fun today, put a 2 in the chat, guys.
Anthony, didn't you exceed your goal with the text, with the members joining via text today?
We sure did. Close us out, Dr. Ashley. We want you to do that that closeout for us, Sister Ashley. Let's see what you got. See if you still got it.
I don't do that anymore. You were hating earlier. Bye, y'all. But kudos to you and the team. Congratulations on exceeding goals today. So proud. I think it's because I was in here. Yeah, that's it.
Oh my God, Ashley, go put some deodorant on, sister. I'm just playing, Dr. Ashley. We like to mess around and have fun in here. We hope you guys enjoy this space. Phenomenal room. Thank you guys for all of the support. I'm gonna tell y'all something. Listen, I'm gonna close out with this. It does not matter how small the room is. We don't want the most people. We want the right people in the space. So we were able to impact 27 now veterans looking to invest with their VA home loan benefit. So we really appreciate you guys. Make sure you like, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're almost viral, guys. So we're almost at the monetization stage. For those of you who stayed on the space, thank you guys, because that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to grow. We're going to continue to introduce ourselves until people are introducing us. And it doesn't matter what happened to you. Everything happens for you, man. So keep grinding it out. And I will tell you guys next time when we go back on the space, how we were able to land that deal with Grant Cardone. Okay. We'll talk about that, and we'll do underwriting next time. I think we need to come outside of the VA loan, but we definitely want to rock this room out. Make sure you let the veterans know that we're here, because we're specifically focusing on veterans. But guess what? We also teach people who are non-veterans how to invest, okay? So you don't have to be a veteran to learn from us. We want everybody to grow. And the beauty is not in how much you have gotten yourself. The true value of the impact that you make is how many people that you impact and help grow. All right. And that's what we're here to do. So thank you guys for showing up. And we will see you guys on Tuesday. Okay. All right. And go have an amazing day. All right. Have a good day, y'all.